Good evening, everybody. This is Tony Shoup and my amazing partner, Karen Taylor with Audit the Vote PA. Coming to you guys live tonight. It is 10:30. Yesterday was a good day. Yesterday was a really good day. We have an uphill battle. We've gotten bombarded with everything from super ticked off people because it either isn't what they wanted or they don't trust that Mastriano's going to do the right thing, or whatever the case, to people that are super excited, like, yes, we did it, to people that are just middle of the road. And we're probably more middle of the road, Karen. Would you say that? We're excited. It was a little win. It was a little win. And the reason I say that is because these people are not going to roll over and just give over everything. So we wanted to cover tonight a little bit from our perspective, what's going on and what we think we're headed towards. But please don't take what we say as gospel. We're going to give our opinion in a lot of cases based on the work that we've been doing. And that's the purpose of this video. Jamie, I don't know if Jamie's going to join us or not. She has the link. She might be struggling and having some trouble. But if you haven't already seen Senator Dush's interview, Senator Dush did do an interview with, was it Marcus D., Karen? Yeah, Senator Dush did an interview with Marcus D. So if you want to get a recap, go there. Oddly enough, we knew the mainstream media was going to do this. Of course, who are they interviewing? They're interviewing Josh Shapiro and Governor Wolfe, and they're putting their spin on it that there's no data. It's conspiracy theory, baseless claims.
Baseless, that's the best. Baseless.
Meanwhile, they won't touch the data. They won't touch anywhere near State Department numbers, right to know requests, nothing, because quite honestly, they don't have answers, which is why we're getting a forensic investigation. So the first thing, hopefully you've already realized, is that when it was launched, it's actually called a forensic investigation instead of an audit. And that is a very, very good thing. That's actually better. And so what the senators did when they went to Arizona is they learned a lot. Arizona hasn't done everything perfect, believe it or not. I know we're hearing it's the gold standard, but folks on the inside are saying, they're going to be, I believe there's going to be fraud they're going to uncover there, but I don't think it's going to be show as much as there really was. I do think it's going to show enough that it'll prove Joe Biden didn't legitimately win Arizona. Whether they decertify, recall the elector, I have no idea how they're going to handle that. But I do think there's going to be enough to show that Joe Biden did not legitimately win Arizona. I don't think it's going to be accurate. I think it's going to be a snippet, a small piece of the fraud. And that being said, what our senators did when they went down and visited Arizona is they picked it apart and tried to figure out, okay, what could they have done better? And they brought that back to Pennsylvania and are basically implementing that in Pennsylvania with an investigation rather than an audit, because quite honestly, that's exactly what needs done. The election needs investigated. We have tons of anomalies, tons of irregularities. None of the questions have been answered. Again, I've said this over and over. I love Josh Shapiro and Governor Wolfe. I can't help but laugh because I've knocked on doors in my area of a mail-in ballot that was counted in the 2020 election, and the individual that cast that ballot does not live at the address where it came from, and they haven't lived there in years. That's called, hey, if Josh Shapiro or Governor Wolfe, you're watching this, that's called a fraudulent ballot. That's called not free and fair election, and that's called we can press charges against you for certifying a fraudulent election, Governor Wolfe. So stop the nonsense and at least admit that there are some irregularities that need looked at. So folks, don't worry. They are not going to get in the middle of this. There's absolutely no way. They have no authority. They're a completely separate branch of government. They have no authority whatsoever to shut this down. They're going to say that to try to intimidate people to back off, but they're full of it. So take comfort in that. This is moving forward. I know that nice improvements. Sorry. Nice improvements to my shed. Do you like that? Yeah, this is my new apartment.
What's your she shed?
This is my new she shed for real. Right before we came on here, Karen's like, I don't have any makeup on. I was literally just vacuuming my girl's filthy, disgusting bedroom. My husband's like, it's 10:25. Crap, I got to run out to the shed. So I'm running out to the shed. I'm sweating like a beast. I threw some lipstick on and here we are.
Yeah, I got nothing. So you guys are seeing this raw, like no makeup, no nothing. Sorry if I'm scary. Sorry.
I figured the least I could do is snazz up my snazzy background there. So definitely a little win, a reason to celebrate. I've got, so you know by now probably, in fact, Karen, do you want to jump in? You want me to finish about Tioga and all that, and then you can jump in with what you wanted to chat about, and then we'll take questions?
Sure, yeah.
Is that good? Okay. Yeah. Pedo Wolf, I know, for real. I gotta stop looking at the comments. It's like, squirrel! Comments. No. Focus. Karen, you got to keep me
I got you. Go ahead. You're good.
Okay. So Tioga, yes, we are starting with Tioga, York, and Philadelphia. Some of those are a surprise. York was actually a surprise to us, although it's not a bad thing. According to Seth Keshel, who is General Flynn's right-hand man when it comes to data, very credible, ex-military intelligence, very, very credible data analyst. He has done a lot of studying of voter trends and voter registrations, and he is confident that York has a ton of funny business. The other good news is we have a ton of signatures in York. So if anybody starts protesting, the people don't want it, they're full of it. I don't want to give you a number yet. I got to pull that out to get a definite number. I just know we got a lot of support in York County. So I have no doubt we're going to see funny stuff there. But in Philadelphia, they chose for obvious reasons. Philly was one of the ones that we wanted, but quite honestly, we didn't think we were going to get. So we were pushing for Allegheny because we thought Philly, forget it. They're never gonna comply. And I'm sure they're going to fight it. So the letter that Senator Mastriano sent out gives these counties 3 weeks to comply and respond. And the list of stuff that they have to respond with is extensive. We are not at liberty to disclose what is on that list, but it is massive. And I have every confidence that if they comply and the stuff is given that is supposed to be given, they are absolutely going to get to the truth and find a massive amount of fraud. However, I'm sure Philadelphia is going to fight it. So after 3 weeks, if they don't comply, the senator has to meet with his committee, and a simple majority vote will give him the authority then to issue subpoenas to the county to then, that's officially saying, you're going to go to court and sue you, potentially have jail time if you don't submit to us the documents that we're requesting. So I'm sure that is where Philadelphia County is headed. In fact, Allegheny, Karen, give your snippet on Allegheny. So I can today.
So Allegheny County, I actually talked to Senator Devlin Robinson, and I basically just told him, I said, look, we've done a small canvassing effort there. We've found ballot harvesting in nursing homes, and 90% of the mail-in ballots that we found were not on the up and up. We'll say that. I'm trying not to get Tony strikes here.
I don't have enough followers yet. Let's go.
I'm going to explain how that phone call came about.
But basically, so the phone call came about. I guess he was not. We knew that we weren't going to get Allegheny County, and we weren't okay with that from what we've seen. And so,
talk about what they said today. Remember what they just, their board of elections, what you were just telling me.
Oh yeah. So anyway, so lo and behold, had a conversation, and I think Devlin Robinson kind of got on board and told a couple of people in Harrisburg, okay, maybe I should get this done. Well, I got to find it for you guys. I will post it on the Telegram link when I find it. But the Board of Elections in Allegheny County came out today and said, we will never let you guys audit Allegheny County. It's not happening. This is a sham. Same talking points as, Shapiro and Fox. I mean, Wolfe. I don't know what he is.
We're sleep deprived. Can you tell?
Right?
People are like, do you sleep? No, we don't.
Yeah, no. But yeah, it just, whatever. And the way we see it, look, we have quite a bit of evidence. We have quite a bit of data analysts. We have 6 of them now that have all shown us some pretty disturbing things out of Allegheny County. So hey, if you guys don't want to do it, we're willing to take litigation if we have to, and we'll go that way. I mean, we're not going to stop. This is ridiculous. We don't trust the election system, and it's not just Tony and I, or as Shapiro say, it's just the senator. We all know that's baloney.
It's full of it. We have over 105,000 signatures.
We have
that want this. It's not just Senator Mastriano. Senator Mastriano has an army of people behind him. So I dare you guys to go after Senator Mastriano, because there's an army of people that want this, that have his back. So good luck.
But yeah, I mean, if we have to take a litigation, we've known this from the beginning. We do have counsel. So if we have to go that way, we will. But it's quite funny to see some of these counties that are listening now to the what is it, Department of State office, our executive tyrannical branch here in Pennsylvania. And, that's telling all the counties, do not comply, do not comply. Okay, you keep saying that and see what happens. Yeah, and that's not a threat. That's a promise, because we have told you guys from the beginning, our alliance is to the people. It's not to anybody else. And we speak for the people. So when we see thousands upon thousands of people that are coming to us saying, we don't trust it, we don't want to vote again because we know Pennsylvania had some issues, that's who we stand for.
Absolutely. Well, our allegiance is to God first. Our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ is number one. He's our first. My alliance is to him first, and then secondly is to the people. Because, of course, we're not getting paid to do this. We're doing this because we don't want to leave our children to a socialist communist country. And that is by far where we are headed if we don't step in and do something. So why Tioga County? Let me cover that quick. And keep dropping the comments and questions in the chat. And then Karen's going to take a look at those as well as the ones on our Telegram. If you don't follow us on Telegram and you'd like to stay up to date with daily what's happening, please do. Just go to Telegram and search Audit the Vote PA. We pop right up. We have just over, I think, about 7,000 subscribers right now and followers. And Karen is really good at placing daily calls to action on there. So we are game planning daily. I don't even know how many times I talk to Karen throughout the day. Her and I were joking about we need like a little earpiece to just like click a button when we need each other, because we're just constantly communicating. Game planning, here's who I talk to, strategy needs to change, let's do this, let's do that. And so every night before we go to bed, we touch base and go, okay, what's the call to action tomorrow for our volunteers and our supporters? So if you want to get involved, that's the best place you can follow our calls to action is our Telegram channel. All that being said, let's talk about this. Why Tioga County? That's what I'm getting. Why? It's so small. I even saw somebody on Facebook, I commented, hopefully giving some backstory. Why in the world my small little Tioga County? Because what you guys need to understand is that the fraud, it wasn't widespread. Bet me, we're about to find out how widespread it was. It was widespread in Pennsylvania because every red county, there's 36 red counties, according to Seth Keshel, who voter trend-wise gained more Republican supporters between 2016 and 2020 and lost Democratic voters in that same time frame. Therefore, that shows you that Joe Biden certainly should not have gotten any more votes than Hillary Clinton. Let's say max as many as Hillary Clinton got. And you would think that Donald Trump would have gotten way more than he got in 2016. And instead, across those 36 very red counties, Tioga being one of them, Donald Trump got very few, if any more, and Joe Biden exceeded Hillary Clinton by 20 to 30% in some counties. And so I'm going to screen share with you. I want to show you guys Tioga so you can understand this a little better. We all know what happens when I screen share. Things get a little, oh wait, what did I just do? Oh. Okay.
Nice piano.
You like that? I don't even know. Look, you can see my shadow on one side. Okay, I'm gonna try this. Share the screen. We all know what happens when I do this. Things sometimes go bad, but we'll give it a go. Where is my entire screen window? No, I just want to share a window. I had it pulled up. There it is. Yes. Okay. There we go. I think you guys can see. You see all my stuff there. Oh, great. Just what you wanted. Where's my Tioga 2016? There it is. Okay. I don't know what they're seeing.
We're still seeing all your stuff.
Crap. Okay, let's try this. Hold on. Son of a nutcracker. We notice one thing about us is we are family friendly. We don't cuss. I'm just not in the habit of it. So don't judge people that do, but it's just I'm not in my habit. Okay, let's stop screen share. Thank you guys for being patient. We will get better at this. Let's try it again. Note to self, I think I have to have what I want to share up on the screen. Window. Chrome. Oh, yes, there it is. There it is.
This might be one that we may have to, because of her showing some of her stuff. Yeah, we don't want to dox her. So we may end up not having to keep this one online, but at least those of you who are live can at least get the information. Yeah, that may be one we want to.
Because I just showed you my whole thing. Okay, this is Tioga County back in 2016. You will notice that Hillary Clinton got 21. Now look at the percentages. This is going to be the key. Hillary Clinton got 21.29% of the vote, 3,900 votes. Donald Trump got 74.29%, little over 13,600, like 13,500 votes. The percentages are key. I want you to watch what happens between 2016 and 2020 in Tioga County. So I'm going to X out of there. And, that puts us back. And then I have to screen share again. All right. Is somebody seriously calling us? Why do I hear ringing?
I don't know. I do hear ringing. Where do I hear
ringing? What is going on?
Somebody's trying to call you, I guess.
Who?
Somebody must be trying to call you.
even know what to do. Screen share. Oh, that's why it tells me I should have 2 monitors. Yeah, I probably should work on that. We'll get tech support. My husband's our technical director now. We'll have to get him on that. All right. It'd be nice if they would hang up the phone. Can you see the screen now, Karen?
Yeah.
All right. Let me see. Hold on 1 second. If I can.
John, that's right. Shoop Incorporated. How may I help you?
Now you're seeing 2020. Look at this. Do you remember what Hillary Clinton had? She was 21.29. Look at Joseph Biden, 23.51%. Almost. And if you remember, it was 3,900 votes that Hillary Clinton got. Joe Biden got almost 5,000. That's a little, it's not quite double. It's maybe 30% more. And look at Donald Trump, 74.7. He was 74 point, I think it was 2 or 3 before. So he barely got any more votes percentage wise. However, Joe Biden dwarfed Hillary Clinton. Really? Really? Even though, now keep in mind, the registrations, Dems went down, Republicans went up. This makes no sense right here. And hey, Joshy boy, Josh Shapiro, this is why we need an investigation, and there's nothing you're going to do to stop it. Good luck. So, all right. Stop the screen share.
Yeah.
There we go. Was that helpful? So Tioga, I mean, it's all about the percentages. Don't worry that it's only a small number of votes and it's not going to flip the state. The first thing you have to understand is we are one state. We are not trying. That is not the number one goal, is not to flip Pennsylvania back to Donald Trump. Do I believe Donald Trump won legitimately Pennsylvania? Yes, I do. But I can only control, Karen and I learned this a long time ago through an amazing mentorship program, which is the only reason we're able to even do what we're doing today, is you as an individual can control 2 things. You can control your own actions and your own attitude. Everything else is off the table. You focus on those 2 things, you'll be a much happier person. So we're doing what we can control. We can control our actions in Pennsylvania and our attitude towards how this is all going to turn out. How the chips fall after that really isn't up to us, because we're one state. Even if Pennsylvania proves tons of fraud and they're able to decertify and take the 20 electoral college votes off of Joe Biden, we're one state. So we're not trying to overturn the election. A lot of people are up in arms about the letter that Mastriano wrote and saying that we aren't trying to overturn. Well, he's right, because we can't do it by ourselves. We're one state. Chill. Yeah, Shapiro lost. I would agree. I think that's another reason why he's up in arms, is because he actually got more mail-in votes than ballots that were initially sent out. According to the initial numbers the first week in November, prior to them having their panic moment and taking it down and scrubbing everything. So I'm sure, I believe so too, Lisa, that Shapiro lost really big. So I think that's my biggest update right now. Karen, do you want to start? Why in the world are people
I'm looking through. So I'm trying to go back through the chat to make sure that we get everybody. Let's see. Lori, unfortunately, in Pennsylvania, they really only ask for your ID the first time that you vote. They won't ask for it subsequently after that, so that's probably why.
After that, in person, it's just a signature.
Yeah, it's just a signature match on the book, which we found out this year that they said it doesn't really matter, because we really don't know about signatures, and we're not handwriting specialists. So
I'm talking about the questions. There were a ton of questions in our Telegram.
There are. I'm going through the chat, though. I wanted to get these first. Yard signs, you can get it at our event. I think we have some yard signs left, right?
We do have yard signs, and we're going to have more. We are having an event on July the 17th. It's a Saturday starting at noon. It's designed to be a family-friendly, fun, freedom, patriot day. We only have Doug Mastriano is the main speaker, who, by the way, we're not endorsing for anything. I'm not putting him on a pedestal, acting like he's a god and he's going to save us. He's one man, one senator, who right now is leading the charge to try to do the right thing. So we have invited him in to speak to the crowd. I would not, so if you don't like Doug Mastriano, that's not a reason to not come and support our event. He's going to speak. He probably won't be there all day. Come support us. Get around like-minded people. Get yourself encouraged. We are so encouraged. I am not one bit discouraged right now with what's happening. I don't care what Josh Shapiro or Governor Wolfe come out and say. I am jacked, because we finally got something moving and something started in Pennsylvania. And that is cause to celebrate for sure.
Oh, yeah. And if Jamie can, she's going to try and get him in the dunk tank. I know she's trying so hard. You're not going to find me on YouTube because I don't have a YouTube channel. So that's why. Out of the 3 of us, Tony's the only one as of right now that has a YouTube channel. So that's why you can't find me.
Yeah, Karen and Jamie. Jamie will get mad at me for saying this. They're camera shy. They say they're not, but they are.
Oh no, I don't say I'm not. I don't like being on camera. I'm honest about that. I tell people all the time. No, not for me.
I don't mind it. I've done a lot of public speaking in my career as an entrepreneur, and so I don't mind the camera as much as the other two girls. I'm kind of used to it, and that's why I'm the one with the YouTube channel. But they are coming along and doing amazing. The first time I heard Jamie speak, Jamie and I met on Facebook. The first time I heard her speak, I was blown away. She was so good, and had I not had almost 20 years of public speaking experience, I could never do this. And Karen, too, has some, but not nearly as much as I have, and I think they're doing great.
No.
Moseder in the house. Hi, Nick. Is Nick Moseder watching us? Is that what
he is? He's in the chat. Hi, Nick.
Can you hop in or no?
Yeah, you want to come on?
Commie tube.
Yeah, I don't know. Can he?
I don't know.
Come on to your channel.
Jamie
is very articulate.
Very. The first time I heard her speak was at a event we were invited to, and I just sat back all right.
Okay.
Yes.
I'm going to go on the Telegram channel. So you guys,
Nick says send the link if you want. Heck yeah, I'll send the link.
Do it.
Figure out how.
Oh yeah. If you guys, this hat, we do have our own hat. We have our own merchandise. The hat that I'm wearing, a lot of people have asked me about it. One of the guys that we are in business with started his own patriotic clothing line too. He's amazing. It's Defender gear. I do have an affiliate link. I don't really talk a lot about it, but I do. He's amazing. Every piece of clothing has a background as far as a story from the Constitution. It's really awesome. But if you guys want that, I can give it to you. But I mean, we do have our own merchandise too, which I need to get one of those hats, Tony. I have to bite the bullet and get one. This is one of my favorite hats. So.
I know. I bought an Audit the Vote hat. It's on its way. I can't wait to wear it.
Okay, so
Nick has the link. We'll wait and see
what.
I said Nick. I sent Nick the link, so we'll wait and see when he pops in.
I'm going to go through the questions from Telegram, but I'm going to be honest with you guys. There's some of them we don't know, and if we don't know, we're transparent enough to tell you we don't know.
Yeah, we can give you our opinion, but we might not have an answer.
So somebody just said they kind of want an overview of what's happened the past couple of weeks in terms of politics, the media, and our push for the audit. We have been getting a lot of, thankfully it hasn't really been too bad. We did get some hit pieces that compared us to that group with the 17th letter. You can go look up the alphabet if you want to know what that is. I'm sure most of you know. And we gave official statements. We told people where we stand. And of course, they're not going to post that when we tell them to go do their job. So the last couple of weeks have been a push because, OAN caught wind of the fact that we had over 100,000 signatures. I know Mastriano had talked about it on a lot of his interviews, and he had somebody came back from Arizona. If the audit was going to happen in Pennsylvania, it had to be because the people wanted it. And obviously with, as many signatures as we had, 105,000 plus, that showed him enough that the people of Pennsylvania wanted it. So that's really kind of what happened. We just made a hard push. We did put out calls to action. All of our supporters are amazing. You guys popped in like that. It's so cool to see how quickly it works because we do get feedback on how we've been able to get people who there was so much emotion going on. And I think a lot of people, even in our Constitution class last night, one of the ladies said, I was so mad. I just didn't know what to do. I didn't know where to project that to. And you guys actually helped us kind of band together and figure out how to project that without being upset and how to actually tell us what to do, where to go, who to contact. And obviously it worked enough that they felt, okay, it's time to do something because the people of Pennsylvania want it. So this is not just the three of us. This is a movement across not only Pennsylvania, the United States, and we're banding together with people all over the country, patriots who are like, hey, can you help us get this started in our state too? We've had Virginia, Tennessee, Arkansas. I don't remember where the other ones are, but if you're not in Pennsylvania, we're happy to try and help you as much as we can to get this started in your state because we believe it needs to be across the whole country.
I don't know. We had Nick backstage, and now we lost him. I don't know where he went. Did you see he was backstage? And then
no, I can't see anybody else backstage.
Come back, Nick. Come back. Did Rick Green and David Barton ever meet David Jose and Josh Barnett? I have absolutely no idea. But Rick Green is going to be live next week. We got him to come on. It's our last Constitution class for this 6-week round. We're starting another one July 28th. I'm going to post the link to sign up in the comments if you want to join us 8:30 Wednesday nights for 6 weeks. But Rick Green is going to be a guest, speaker. He's coming on at the end of our Constitution class this week on Wednesday. So we're going to get to meet him in person. I'm going to fangirl out. I just know it. We already warned like the people that set it up and everything. Can I put that? There we go. It's the drop form for a $10 donation for our Constitution class. I'm going to grab Nick before we lose him again. Cause I don't know what the heck happened the last time.
What up?
Hey.
What's going on?
Man?
What's up? I just saw your live. I made a Telegram post about you, and then people said they're live right now. Oh, what's going on? I don't want a big head.
What's going on is I don't know how to work this. Do you want to give me
Tony's
lessons?
still learning.
This is weird.
This is weird. How's
There
that?
we go.
I might get you guys banned just for being here.
Perfect.
Whatever. Bring it.
Yeah,
We'll
right,
figure it out.
right.
We don't care.
Let's
So what'd you
see.
think, Nick, when the news came out? Talk about what happened the morning of the news came out. You had Jamie. Tell everybody what happened.
Yeah.
I woke up, and it must have been 20 minutes. Audit War Room's Twitter page posted it, and I was so excited. I jumped up, and I was like, I got to go live like right now because I had to be to work soon, and I just wanted to break the news. I texted all you first thing in the morning, and so you were like, I'm a mess right now. I can't do it. Jamie was like, I'll do it. So we went live, and it was really short, succinct, and 2 minutes later, I got a strike. So,
Did anybody see it live? Did people that were watching live see it?
yeah, we had over 1,000 live viewers, and it was like, we pretty much didn't have a lot of time, so we pretty much just read Mastriano's letter, and that got us banned.
Yes,
Wow.
that's not Nick Mosader. That's not Nick Mosader.
Oh, you know the thing?
You're missing your glasses.
You know about that? Hold on.
I don't know what you're talking about. I don't know about anything.
I definitely don't know what they're talking about.
I don't know. That Nick Mosader guy's got to be stopped. He needs to be silenced. He's dangerous. I didn't know you knew about this.
I was actually on the phone with our lawyer when you were texting us. So I'm talking to our lawyer and I'm seeing you text and I'm like, I can't answer right now.
I know. And I wanted to, Nick, I went to bed the night before. You gotta understand, we're running on fumes. I didn't get to take my makeup off the night before. I'm laying in bed, rolling over, looking. He wants to talk. I'm like, I am such a hot mess. There's no way.
You don't have to explain it. It was so short notice, like literally 5 minutes. I'm about to go live. I was not expecting a yes. I was very happy that Jamie was able to do it, but I would have been totally understanding if everybody just said no.
Jamie is such a trooper. She really is.
Yeah, she was at Kennywood with her family that day, and she totally jumped on all for the cause because she's awesome. But
she is.
Usually I grab my Trump hat, which soon will be my audit the vote hat, and I just suck it up, stick my glasses on, put the Trump hat on, and run out. But that morning I was just like, there's no way. I will scare the world. There's absolutely no way.
I told you tonight when you're like, Karen, you're coming on. I was like, I got no makeup. I'm like, well, whatever. Let's do this.
Whatever. We're real, right, Nick? We're as real as it gets.
Yeah, exactly. We're all just like average, normal people, and all this stuff's crazy. You know, it's just so insane.
I love Nick. He's just like us. He's a political rookie.
Total rookie.
Tell them about, what'd you say, 6 months ago you had to look up Congress?
Yeah, I was like, what is Congress? I don't know what that is. But I'm going to fight back.
Love it. Oh, goodness.
Look how far he's come, though. But I believe this is evidence of God. It's an evidence that God is moving in our nation everywhere because he's taking these people that knew absolutely nothing and raising them up and giving them this platform to speak. And it's just incredible.
And at least I feel like I can break the mold a little bit on the Jewish thing. Because I know right now, like a lot of people are like, oh, look at all those Jews in Congress. They're so horrible. And I'm like, here's me. I'm like what I consider myself, I guess, an American conservative Jew. And it kind of breaks the mold, I guess, on most what people think Jews are nowadays. So
I don't think much at all, but I don't know what the stigma. I don't even know what the stigma is we're talking about. So that shows how educated I am.
Nick, did you go to college?
I got kicked out of high school, but then I went back to college. Yeah,
Okay.
I did go to college.
So did you get
I'm
indoctrinated?
just dumb. What?
Did you? I got indoctrinated. I left college slightly left. Did you get indoctrinated or no?
Not really. Not really. I've always had a sixth sense for wokeness, I guess.
That's right. You told me in high school you were a conspiracy theorist, so you kind of.
Yep, it just kind of goes right over. It just doesn't really penetrate. I don't. I just don't like. What's it's called? I actually have a degree in psychology.
Nuh-uh.
Yeah, and there's this thing called groupthink. Basically, like, where like being part of a group makes you think like everybody else.
Right.
I'm like really resistant to that.
I love it.
I don't know. It's just
That's
try
not a
to
bad
be.
thing. As I just got in a little Facebook battle the other day with an old friend from high school. You are who you associate with, and he tried to tell me that's completely false. I'm like, think about it this way: when your kids start hanging around with people that aren't good, are you just totally cool with it, not worried one bit that they're going to end up taking on the traits of the people they surround themselves with? No. My parents saw that stuff happening when I was a kid really quick and yanked me back and said, oh, no. So it is definitely, it can work for you or it can work against you, the power of association. So it's awesome, Nick, that you didn't subscribe to the indoctrination that was the college life that many of us did.
Well, I didn't live on campus or anything, but yeah, it's definitely a left-leaning institution across the board, and it's gotten so bad. I mean, universities are like a fungus, they just, yeah, it's like I went to, where was I? Went to, what state is, no, North Carolina, Asheville.
Okay.
Okay, so North Carolina is like super conservative, red. Like I was staying in this small town, and then you drive like 30 minutes to Asheville, where there's like this university town, and it is just so liberal, woke. It's like two different worlds, and you drive like 20 minutes and you're in another world. And it's all because it's all stemming out of this university. It's like a mold on a sandwich or something.
So, Nick, we don't get a chance to follow. I don't follow Arizona and Georgia and all that other stuff because we're so knee deep in what's going on in Pennsylvania. Do you got any updates on the other states that you could share with us?
Yeah.
Okay. So Arizona, so I can only say this. I've spoken to a very, 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 very credible source. And the report for Arizona is on track for sometime in August.
Okay.
A lot of people want to allude to like there's something coming out in the next couple of days, but like a hand count total report, preliminary report, that's not happening. So I'm trying to dispel that rumor because people get their hopes up. Like we were told that last Monday we were going to get the numbers from Arizona, and it didn't happen. And then people are mad and disappointed. And it was all just fake news. They're actually saying we hope to get it out in August, but there is no preliminary report. So we all just need to be like patient. And I think they're talking about litigating the routers, the chain of custody records from the Board of Supervisors. They have not turned over a bunch of materials that are under subpoena. And so we need to just be ready for the next chapter with that.
Right. And you got to stay emotionally stable too and not get so, I no longer get like wrapped up in a headline or anything else that's out there, because you're just on this like constant adrenaline roller coaster, like super excited and then let down when it doesn't happen, and that will just flat wear you out. And I did that for a little while, I feel like, and then I was just like, okay, January 20th, illegitimate Joe got inaugurated. I got to get some stability here. And that's when this whole thing was born, really. That's why we just channeled all that adrenaline and angry energy into, we got to fix this. We got to do something not because, here's my other pet peeve. People say, oh, because Trump is touting the election. No. If he was saying it, but there was no evidence to back it up, I would not be following the man. I was not a huge Trump supporter in 2016. He's a flawed human being, just like the rest of us. He's not perfect. He made tons of mistakes. It's his America First policies, his conservative agenda that I align with more so than him as a man. So I'm not on this trail because Donald Trump is screaming that the election was rigged and it's stolen. I'm on this trail because we have a ridiculous amount of data in the state of Pennsylvania showing something funky happened. So I just got to clear that up because that is such a pet peeve of mine when people go, oh, if Trump would just stop saying stuff, then people wouldn't be doing this. No, it has nothing to do with that.
He's got his sunglasses on at night too. I'm sorry.
Oh, Karen, can we announce the That's Karen's husband.
I figured.
Just a creeper in the background.
Did you already have your glasses on, or did you put them on?
I put them on after I saw you had them on.
Nice.
He wants to be like not Nick.
Yeah.
Well, what's his name?
This is Dane.
I'm not Dane.
Not Dane. Yeah, that's right. It's fun. It's fun being
Peanut
not
gallery
yourself.
over here.
I know, really. Dane, text my hubby and tell him to come on out to the shed.
All right. Okay.
He's working on the car. He's probably filthy dirty.
So the not thing is like plausible deniability. Because if you do like teaser, I do like these tease videos, tell people to go to the other apps or the other platforms. You're not allowed to do that. But if you tell people not to do it, then it's plausible deniability, right?
Interesting.
Absolutely.
Interesting.
Do you want me to try and answer some of these questions, Tony?
Yeah, but let me announce Dr. Frank. I hope I can announce this.
Yeah.
So Dr. Frank called us 2 nights ago, Nick. We should have told you this. We have been invited as a trio to Mike Lindell's Cyber Symposium in August 10th, 11th, and 12th in Sioux Falls, South Dakota. So we officially got it.
What? That's crazy.
We officially got, well, the reason we're invited is because we're tasked with dragging our legislators, which we will do. I was on the phone with the Senator Mastriano the other day and was like, you're coming. Just, mark your calendar. You're coming. I don't care if we have to gag and drag you. You're coming. So
she's kidding. She wouldn't really do that because, some people, you say that and some people.
I know. He's kind of
like hell.
When you get to know him, we've gotten to know him a little bit. He is very assertive. His military background, he can get stuff done, but he can be really goofy too. So I feel a lot like, right, Karen? Haven't you seen a little bit of the goofy side of him?
A little bit, yeah.
A little bit. So that was my goofy side, telling him, "You're coming, dude. We're just gonna drag you with us." But anyway, so we're excited for that. We're gonna get to meet, I guess, Mike Lindell and sit at the desk of Lindell TV and all that fun stuff. So that's gonna be really cool when he unveils to the world the packet captures, which, as I understand, are essentially the DNA equivalent to the DNA of a murder scene that prove beyond a shadow of a doubt that this person actually committed that crime. That's what these packet captures are in the world of cybersecurity in the election. It's going to show that there is real time. Here's exactly what happened. And so that's going to be really exciting. If you don't do anything else, you've got to keep your eyes on Frank's speech. I know people are crazy, disappointed about Frank's speech, felt like it was over promoted and it's not the platform that we thought it was going to be. And I agree with you, but okay, so it's over. It is what it is. It's Mike Lindell's TV channel, and it's a heck of a lot better than filling your head with fake news. So August 10, 11, and 12, be on frankspeech.com and see the unveiling that I believe is going to rock the world. I'm excited about that. So yes, Karen,
okay.
Nick, want to comment? Nick was going to say something. Hold on.
Go ahead.
Nothing that important other than it's crazy. Both the audit report in Maricopa and Mike Lindell's thing are happening around the same time.
Interesting.
Very cool.
That's the real Dane.
Yeah, interdasting.
Oh, goodness. Let's see.
So read some questions. Nick, do you want to hang out with us? You don't have to hang out if you don't want
to. Are you busy?
I do have to go in a little bit. I wanted to just jump in, but are we answering questions that I don't know the answer to? Because I probably am useless anyway.
Some people just ask some questions about what's going on here. But yeah, is there anything else you can give us about Georgia?
Oh, I need a refresher on Georgia. I don't want to touch Georgia.
Taylor who's awesome down there.
I know Wisconsin needs to get their act together. I know that much.
I heard that too.
Yeah, what's going on there?
So Wisconsin, it's a total sham. It's a joke. Michigan too. So Michigan, they're trying to do a fractional audit, a risk limiting audit. One of those, it's the old status quo, same old song and dance. They're trying to pass that off as an audit. And in Wisconsin, you got Robin Voss and Chris Caponega. They're doing even worse. What they're doing is they have a old Supreme Court justice who's heading an investigation with 3 retired police officers to follow leads that were submitted to the General Assembly. And they have to report to Robin Voss. That's their audit. They're calling that a forensic audit. They're not looking at a single ballot. They're not looking at a single machine. And I'm pretty sure they're just going to be like, yep, we didn't find anything. Open and shut case, everybody.
Well, I don't know how Georgia could get away with anything near that because of the suitcases that came out from under the tables that in and of itself.
That's Wisconsin.
Oh, wait a minute. Okay, that's Wisconsin.
I said I didn't. Yeah, I don't
You're
know.
not touching Georgia. Okay.
Well, I talked to Garland Favorito. There's a lot of stuff that's come out of Georgia, and it's just that when I start focusing on Arizona a lot, I forget about stuff that happened in Georgia. You know how it works, right? It's just a lot of stuff going on.
So a lot of stuff.
I'm drawing a blank as far as what's the most recent thing. I know that in Cobb County. So Candace Taylor, she actually discovered like 168,000 missing chain of custody records.
That's my home state. I'm originally from Georgia, so like.
Yeah, but Brad Raffensperger, everything's on the up and up, right? Brad Raffensperger said it, so.
Oh, no, he's Mr. Election Integrity now. He's changing his tune as we get closer to actually exposing some stuff. Like he's changing his tune to make it seem like I've always supported the audit.
Interesting.
And they purged. Get this, same thing happened in Pennsylvania, right? After the election, they purged 100,000. Like their voter rolls, their registration.
Pennsylvania did that too. 300,000 voters removed from the rolls between November 9th and February 1st. 300,000.
Mm-hmm.
Why would you need to do that?
Don't know. And thankfully, because people like Dr. Frank were on this actually way prior to the 2020 election, there was about 50,000 voters that were shifting in and out of our voter rolls. So they'd show up and then a couple months later they were gone. And then they'd show back up again and then they were gone. They were coming in and out as people needed them, like for the primary in June. They'd be there for the primary and then they were gone. And then, they're back for the 2020 general. How cool is that?
Unreal.
Yeah, there's just crazy.
They're just bringing the DH.
I know that I did catch about 5 minutes of David, Jose, and Josh Barnett and Candace Taylor earlier. I know they had a video today. I didn't get to catch all of it, but he was going through some of the Pennsylvania Constitution like he did with me. And it's just amazing to me. Like they haven't responded or anything, Tony, like with the affidavits and stuff. Nothing. She's heard nothing.
Who's heard nothing?
Candace.
Yeah, and same thing in Michigan, where they just slammed the door in their face with 9,000 affidavits.
Right? Like, and aren't they going after Matt DePerno now? Didn't I hear that? They're trying to go after him now. The Department of Justice or somebody's trying to go after Matt DePerno? Or did I hear that wrong?
I didn't hear that, but good luck with that one.
I thought somebody had said that today. I was like, that's not smart.
No, it's not. He's actually just publicly called on Ed McBroom and the other guy, just like, hey, I want to meet with you guys. You're calling me a crazy conspiracy theorist. I just want to meet with you guys to take a look at this evidence. Will you do it? And he's got the text messages. They won't give him the time of day, but yet they'll say it's all baseless, crazy nonsense.
Mm-hmm.
Just look. Just come look. Just meet with me and look at it first, and then make your decision. They won't do that.
No, nothing to see.
That's what they're doing in PA too. Like, I mean, we've given all of them so much data, and then today, and they've had it for months. They've had it since like November and December, and like our AG is like, oh, it's baseless. There's nothing going on. I don't know why there's only one person that wants to do this. It's ridiculous.
Yeah. So I know you're going to answer questions. I am going to just jump off because my wife got home from work, and I just wanted to jump in and say hi and say you two and Jamie are my heroes. I'm serious. I was listening. The reason I made a Telegram post about you because I was listening to Chris Dush on Marcus D's channel, and Marcus said, so what role did Audit the Vote PA play in all of this? And he was obvious, like, some of your biggest fans. He made himself seem like he's your biggest fan. Aww. And said, they mobilized a grassroots effort. They got the petition, and they just basically got all the people who were on fire and ready to take action together. You guys accomplished like something amazing. It'll go down in history. I'm serious. It'll be in history books. We probably wouldn't have an audit at all in Pennsylvania if it weren't for just three women who decided to just, not complain about it, just do something about it. And wow, it's all your efforts are paying off on behalf of all of us. So Joy
and I both are getting emotional. She never gets emotional. I get emotional.
Don't.
Right. My husband's over here. Don't cry, Karen.
I know.
I mean, there's like a list I have of people that are my heroes. There's Garland Favorito and Bill Bailey and Matt DePerno, and you three are most definitely on that list because there's certain things what we're seeing right now wouldn't be happening if it weren't for you three stepping up and just, I know it's tired. I know you've done day in and day out tireless work. So I just want to let you know how many people recognize it and see it and are grateful for everything that you've done. And I'll leave
Stop
it
there, or we're gonna end up bawling.
I know, right?
Okay, I got sunglasses on, so you can't see. You can't see. There's nothing in the corners of my eyes.
I need sunglasses.
No, seriously, thank you so much. And I'm gonna jump and I want to. Whenever I'm unbanned, I want you guys to come back on at some point if I can.
You bet.
Yeah. Thanks for hanging with us.
Thanks for having me on. Have a great night. Bye, guys.
Thank you. Bye.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're gonna have to move topics, or I'm gonna get really.
No, I texted Marcus D. I was like, "What are you doing?" Okay, let's answer some questions because I know people. It's late, and I know that's what people wanted. And
let's do that so we don't get
done before. It's so humbling because I really don't.
Real.
I know we've been working our behinds off, but I don't feel like we've done anything groundbreaking, and it's very humbling to hear people talk about you like that because people like him and B Hizzy and Marcus D, the guys who are doing this all the time, talking to some amazing people. It's just very humbling.
Would you like me to read the questions to you?
Please, that would be helpful.
In a fantastic English accent.
Yes, he's going to give us a little bit of comedic relief.
Do you want Manfred to read you?
Do something, Dan. I can't stop them.
Oh, God.
It's okay.
No, you good. English is my third language.
Okay, so on a serious note, when do you need all the petition signatures? And you know what? Especially because the letters had stated July 31st. Let's try and get as many possible by July 31st, but we're not going to stop. There's no hard stop on this. We're going to continue on until we know absolutely things are in play and things have started. So we would like to try and get as many as possible by July 31st, but honestly, keep it going.
Because what we're doing when you sign the petition and we get your email address, And also now I put a pop-up thing on our website where if you want to sign up for updates, we're not going to spam you, but we're organizing people into counties. We want to have these mega lists of people in counties in Pennsylvania so that when it's time to primary people or anything comes up where we need to mobilize the boots on the ground, it's a click of a button. We can send an email, because we watched this happen this week in action. When we got wind that Allegheny County might not be on the list and that Senator Devlin Robinson was a Republican in Allegheny County, I did an email blast, and less than an hour later, he was like, what the oh my gosh.
He made phone calls until he got Karen's phone number and then called her.
Yeah, like he did. He called her because he was just like wigged out at the support. And that just showed us like, whoa, like we got some ammunition here. So that's why we want to collect signatures. And if you just want to put your if you're a PA resident, just fill out the form. All it asks for is your name, your email, and what county you're in. And that's going to go into a list. And man, we're going to mobilize no matter what happens, no matter who flakes, who drops the ball, who doesn't get what. The people are going to be on it, and we are going to hold these people accountable. From now moving forward, we're going to pass it to the next generation, and freedom is not going to die on our watch.
No. And please understand, when we say that we're collecting your emails, that is for the three of us and the three of us only. That information is not going anywhere. You guys have trusted us. You've signed our petition. You've trusted us with your information. And again, we told you, when it comes to what we stand for and who we stand for, it's the people, especially the people of Pennsylvania. So we're not going to give your information to anybody that is for us and us only.
Because we are getting hit up by other grassroots groups that want our contact list. And we're like, absolutely not.
Absolutely not. You guys trusted us with that information. And the last thing we want to do is lose your trust, because it's you we stand for. And if you guys do not stop with all the credit stuff, you're going to make me cry again.
I can't look. I'm just not looking. I finally pulled it back together. No.
Honestly, the reason we do this, coming from my background, and I'm sorry to get on a tangent real quick, but I've told you guys, I mean, most of you know, I'm an American conservative Jew, and coming from the background I did have family that, did perish in the Holocaust. And then I have two amazing kiddos, and the last thing that I want is for them to have to go through anything like that. So
you're gonna do it
stop.
Again.
I know.
Stop.
I'm gonna stop because I'm gonna start crying.
Wait, you don't want to elaborate on that at all yet? Not even a little bit.
You're trying.
No,
because I'm really gonna start crying, and I don't want to do that right now. So
okay.
Okay. Let's see. What date can we expect the audit to begin? Honestly, we don't know. It's really going to depend on when this information that was asked for in the letters, first of all, if any of them want to actually comply with the letter and not wait for a subpoena. And then if they don't, when the subpoenas go out, when they comply, and if they don't, I do believe, my personal opinion, that Philadelphia is going to give it one heck of a shot to try and fight these subpoenas. But hopefully, if York and Tioga, if they get a subpoena or whatever the case is, if they actually comply, maybe it'll show Philadelphia, well, why aren't you doing it? Because the other two are. And Army, I'm sure you're right. If I'm not on some type of list, I'd be surprised. I'm sure I am, but I joke all the time. I look at my phone when I'm talking, and I literally look at my phone and I'm like, so the person who's listening today with the headset, please understand. And people think I'm kidding when I say that, and I'm sure there's probably somebody listening. And then the other question from that same person was, is there any way we can sign up? So right now, there is not a volunteer website to sign up. However, we do have tons of people that have been emailing us at auditthevotepa@gmail.com. And we are keeping a spreadsheet of who does want to volunteer strictly for the audit. And if we're asked for that information, as long as you guys are okay with that, which we figure if you're volunteering for the audit, you are, we will give whoever is going to be handling the volunteers, we'll give them that information so they can reach out to you guys. So, I probably should come up with a fun name for whoever my NSA agent is, because I'm sure I have one.
he probably has some like really stupid name like Ted.
Or it might be female. I don't know. It may be another Karen.
No. It's definitely a Ted, and he has a goatee. He just like hates his life.
Okay, let's see. Will the PA audit be an exact replica? So Tony did talk a little bit about that already. I know that
it's actually going to be better than Arizona.
Let's see.
Did you know that Mastriano gave a time frame on the audit? Well, sort of.
Do we know what counties? No, I did not.
He said that if they comply and don't need anything like that, and it just rolls, they can have everything done in 2.5 months. They actually mapped it out. He said, like, that's the best case is 2.5 months.
Was that the Bannon interview?
Yeah, I think so.
Huh. Well, look at that. I didn't even get a chance to catch that yet, so that's awesome.
I didn't either.
The only reason why he said that too was because I guess all of the stuff that the cyber ninjas had, their equipment is now on the East Coast, so it's just ready to be used.
Yeah, I did hear that. That was something that Senator Dush did say, was that as far as the equipment that they use from Arizona, they have offered it to Georgia or Pennsylvania, whoever comes first. So hopefully one of the counties decide that they want to do this. So
the other advantage we have is Pennsylvania versus Arizona. It was just one county. Because we have multiple counties, we can leverage that to use against each other. So like I talked about with Tioga, if there's a percentage of fraud found in Tioga, even if there's a small number of votes, which there is, that percentage can be used to go, okay, probably should look at some of the other counties. So we can totally use that as leverage. And I believe we're going to get Allegheny County. We're not going to stop at Allegheny County, mainly because we have proof of fraudulent ballots. Like I have it. I've knocked on the door. And the reason why an investigation is so important is because a couple of the doors we knocked on were empty apartments. Now we knocked on those a few months ago. So were they empty in November of 2020? Don't know. That's why we need an investigation, Mr. Shapiro, saying everything was on the up and up. No, it wasn't. And we had proof to show you why.
Let's see.
Oh my gosh.
What counties? We went over that.
My name's going to be in the history books. All this. Oh my gosh, I can't. I'll start crying. Don't do it.
Oh yeah. Okay. Yeah. I can't look at that. I love you guys. Thank you so much. But I can't look at the sappy stuff because y'all are gonna have me like I'm the emotional one out of the three of us. Both Jamie and Tony will tell you that, and I'll start crying at the drop of a hat. So, okay, what's the deal with Kim Ward?
Kim Ward's a rhino. She needs replaced ASAP.
She's my senator. Was at the Gettysburg meeting last year, and now seemed to have flip flopped.
Yeah. She's flip-flopped her whole career. She's a rhino. She needs to go. She plays this game with the men especially. She's really cute and sweet, and she like snuggles up to them and makes them think that she's going to do the right thing. She's bad news. She's close to us, thankfully, direction-wise. She's in Westmoreland County, which is Western PA, which is where we are, so that's good. But she needs to go. We have no trust with her whatsoever. I've been trying. I have a very good connection in Westmoreland County who has a relationship with her, trying to get me an in-person meeting with her, and she's just dodging it every bit of the way. Now, she has undergone what we've heard, a double mastectomy. She had breast cancer. I pray for her healing. I wish her no harm whatsoever. But we can't lose our state because you have a health challenge. So step down, let somebody else do the job, or just retire or whatever. It's not getting you a free pass. Yes, we're empathetic to your situation, and we pray for your healing in Jesus' name every day, but that's that. She's got to go.
Yeah, I like that. Let's prove that Biden won.
Yes, absolutely. Carol's in Philly. She would love to volunteer. Send your email to auditthevotepa@gmail.com.
Yep.
We would love to have you. I think there's more support in Philly than what the media wants you to think there is.
Absolutely.
Because I know it's densely populated, but if you look at the map, it's a pretty small county, and it's surrounded by, I was just on the phone today with Leah Hoops in Delaware. And everybody knows Leah. Leah's woo! Delaware County's close to there. She has a ton of patriots in Delaware County. I mean, all around that area, there's people that are willing to help.
All right. Tony, you may want to.
Yeah, the camera girl Bartolotta's got to go. I'm sorry, what?
You may want to chime in on this one. It says, to help we the people in other states with election fraud. And this one is coming from North Carolina. What's been the most effective methods you've used to get the ball down the field and into the end zone?
People skills.
That is a good question. I think speaking out, building a following. I had started back in March, and I believe this is God ordained. The reason I get so emotional is because this is not us. It is without a doubt our faith in God. He is using us to do something amazing, all for his glory. It's not about us. So any spotlight, any chance of that we get of the spotlight, Karen, I, and Jamie will tell you that it's all him. He's given us all the strength. There's absolutely no reason and no sense why 3 random women who had no political experience prior to COVID could lead a movement like this. Yes, we have some experience in business, and I've led different things before, but this is without a doubt a movement of God. So he gets all the credit, all the honor, all the glory. If that makes you uncomfortable, I'm sorry, but that's just the truth. Take it or leave it. I started back in March just friending people. This is how I found Jamie, actually, going into Patriot groups because I just had this uneasy feeling about COVID. Something isn't right. I need to build my network. I started going into like-minded groups and friending people and writing a quick message saying, hey, we haven't met. I noticed you belong to such and such group. If you're open to connecting, I think it's really important that like-minded people right now connect. So feel free to accept my friend request. If not, no big deal. I wasn't a creeper. And I went from, I think, like 1,800 friends on Facebook to like, I don't know if it was 3,000 or 4,000 in just a couple of months just doing that. So if you don't have that network, you have to tap into a network of like-minded people. There has to be some like-minded, whether it's real Republican committees, not Rhino Republican committee meetings, or Patriot groups that are meeting in your area. Getting access to those networks is probably one of the best things, Karen. Don't you think? It's those networks, really?
Yeah. And this was 2020 for Tony, for you guys who didn't know. This started with 2020. This was the beginning of 2020. And I love that somebody said, but God helps them that helps themselves. And there's a quote I've heard that said, God equips the called. And I love that because I always tell people, think of Moses. When God gave Moses, the staff, I'm sure he didn't think, oh, well, I'm just going to put it in the water and it's going to split the Red Sea. I highly doubt he envisioned that was what was going to happen. But, he continued to follow what God told him and look at how amazing, I'm going to plug in my computer before it dies. Yeah. But look how amazing things that Moses was able to do because he followed what God said. And so, that's one of the things that I definitely think we continue to do what God tells us to do. And, here we are. And Tony's not kidding. We are the most political rookie people ever.
I mean, we've learned a lot. We've caught up really quick, but someone, I think Peeved Patriot on here said she's been involved in politics for 50 years. There's a lady, Susanna, that I've connected with on the phone. Same thing. She has over 30 years of political experience. And she really, in the very beginning, she really helped me. There's another guy, his name's Chris. He runs the Faith and Freedom Coalition in Pennsylvania. He connected with me early on and just gave me a ton of good information and got me started off on the right foot. And we wouldn't be here if God hadn't put those people, I think, in our path and given us a little bit of guidance and mentorship early on. It allowed us to get here. And that's why we get so emotional, because it's there's all these people that have so much more experience. Why the heck did you give this to us? But I think it's so he could show off, because we could not have done this ourselves. There's absolutely no way. There's something in my eye. I have gotten over the emotional. At one point, I can't tell the story of my dad tonight, but I can tell you guys a cool story. Some point when I can pull it together about when my mom was praying years ago and got a prophesied that we were going to see a miracle as great as Moses parting the Red Sea. And my dad was in a battle with cancer and he ended up passing away. But I can't tell that story because I will end up an emotional wreck. So when I get a little stronger, maybe I could share that. Wolfe's office. I did call there too. I called Levine's office with over the COVID stuff, but I knew that's when I started building my network with COVID. And then the other thing, I guess, to give a tip to North Carolina is, what's the story of your state? The letter that's on our website that we wrote is just the story of everything that we saw that went unanswered. None of this stuff is made up. It's all facts. It's all CNN vote flipping. There's an exact amount. It's 19,000 and some odd to the number of votes that flipped from Trump to Biden at 11:09 on November the 3rd. We watched it on live TV. Now, I know they upload those in batches as they get the numbers in from the precincts, but why flip? I get that, like, if you have to take some away, but that direct flip from Trump to Biden just doesn't make any sense. Like, it happened all over the country. Michigan was one of the first ones, I think, that it was caught. It was a 6,000 vote flip. Oh, it's human error. Human error in every state all over the country? Come on. And that's just one of the thousands. So if there's a story to North Carolina and you can get that on paper, that's how our petition started. It just started with a letter of all the irregularities. I would say start connecting on networks and get everything on paper, back it up with sources.
Yep.
I have all the sources of everywhere our information came from, whether it's State Department data, right to know requests, an article that came out, a screenshot that happened in real live time. Sources is key as long as you can back everything up.
Can I chime in on that too?
Yeah.
Just from my side of things, kind of, I have more of a outside view than you guys do, but you guys did more of the legwork up front. Like the affidavits and all that stuff were pretty easy and simple to do. It's a piece of paper, like. But you guys started off with the hard part. You built the network, and you got the people. And the network and the people are what gave the affidavit that you wrote teeth. And if you didn't do that up front, I don't think it would have done the things that it did.
I agree. Because, I mean, quite honestly, we had a lot of people tell us in the very beginning, they were supportive. Every other grassroots was, yeah, we need an audit, but nobody thought it was going to happen. Well, you could just tell it in their voice. They were behind us. They rooted for us, but they didn't think we could do it. And when we started getting traction, when those signatures started getting higher and legislators started responding and more people just started joining the movement and wanting to volunteer, you slowly started to see these grassroots groups like, holy cow, they're doing it. And I think you have to be, and that goes to just our mentorship in the business world and the way that we think is we've read some amazing books. Karen and I and Dane, we've been in business together. Dane, how long have you and I been in business together? Like
since the end of 2007.
Since the end of 2007, we've had access to a mentorship program where we've read tons, probably thousands of business leadership books that talk about relentless pursuit. Like success in every endeavor is just a relentless pursuit, persistence, try, fail, adjust. Try, fail, adjust. Most people quit. They don't have the fortitude to keep going when it gets really hard. The haters that we dealt with on Facebook is unbelievable. The haters that started in the very beginning coming at us with emails telling us we were crazy. You have to be able to get through that stuff and understand that you just got to keep going. There's a book. I was going to put this on my Facebook, even the Telegram channel. How did we do it? Go get a book called The Go-Getter. Right, Karen? That's how we did it. Go read that book. It's not long. It's like maybe like this thick. It's kind of an easy read, but it's the mentality you have to have when you're trying to reach a goal. The go-getter. Go read it. That's our secret. What's our secret?
Blue vase.
Yeah.
Blue vase, baby. It's anything and everything. Like my kids we were on the phone with Senator Mastriano a few days ago. My kids are screaming. I had to like put the phone down and go, I'm on the phone with the senator. Shut up. Like, and he's laughing. Thank God he's like laughing, but it's that you do whatever it takes. You don't quit under any circumstances. You make adjustments, you change courses, you get a new game plan, but you don't quit. Like that is just right. Under no circumstances, there is no such thing as quit. And it's every inspirational movie you've ever seen, from Rocky to, Olympic style stuff, but it's the truth. It works. Just people that succeeded just didn't quit.
You just have to have a excuse remover mentality. I think that's the biggest thing, because it's so easy when, especially at the beginning, and I didn't. The girls asked me if I wanted to go public about it, but I had somebody that made a Telegram channel about me that was pretty rude, and I'm sure you guys could find it if you really look for it. It's still there. We've reported it. It's still there. And I said, no, it's not worth giving that person the publicity, but you really just kind of have to remove the excuses. It's so easy when you get stuff like that to be like, you know what, I'm done. I want to pack it up and be done. And then I think, what kind of world am I going to leave for my kids? And can I lay my head on my pillow at night and say, I did everything I can. And of course I'm going to get emotional again, but it's my kids. I did everything I can to make sure that my kids grew up in a free country, because I knew what the 56 men who signed the Declaration of Independence, what they were willing to give up. Am I even willing to give up a fraction of that to make sure that my kids grow up in a free country? And so that's the type of stuff that keeps pushing us, that makes sure that no matter what, we continue on this fight, because it's not just for us. It's for all the people in Pennsylvania. It's for all the children that we think, here are kids that, are they going to know what it's like, what freedoms that we had? Are they going to know that? And, I guess we kind of to feel like, I don't want to necessarily say it's our job, but we're just a small part of being able to hopefully keep that for our kids and for everybody else's children and grandchildren. So,
yeah, Lori Peel, I see that you were attacked. Yeah, because all lives matter. Oh, heaven forbid you racist. Like, give me a break.
I will say that if the person who asked that question from North Carolina is watching right now, if you don't have something that moves you the way that they are moved with these things, you're probably not going to do it, because you're going to give up. So, yeah,
you got to have
that moves you like that.
Got to have a fire burning. We think about this 24/7. I could not let it go. So Dominic DeMuro, a judge of elections in Philadelphia and a Democratic ward leader, accepted bribes to add fraudulent ballots to voting machines, falsely certify election for Democrats in 2014, 15, and 16. If you have hard evidence of that or affidavits, please email us.
Yes.
That would be incredibly helpful.
Yes.
If that guy, do you know if that guy is still in any type of capacity serving in government? That would be another good thing to chase down.
Let's see.
I see Nikki, our girl Nikki's on here.
I know.
I'm so excited to see
Nikki Watson.
Let's see. Once the audit gets started, how does volunteering work? I don't know. I'll be honest, I don't know. I really don't know how that's going to work. I don't even know if we're going to be able to be a part of that. If we are, awesome. If we're not, you know what? That's okay too. But
somebody asking
like, will the shifts? Will you sign up for them? I really don't know. If we find out more about that, we'll update you guys. But as of right now, I can't. I'm not going to even speculate, because I don't really know how that works.
I don't either.
Let's see. In Arizona, the subpoena had to be upheld by the courts. Do we think the inevitable challenge to the subpoena power of the Senate will uphold in PA?
It is very clear in the Mason Legislative Manual that the courts have no authority to intervene with a subpoena from the Senate under any circumstances. So it should, and that's another thing where our grounds efforts, we might need to mobilize. If something's going to go to court, maybe we need to get a ton of people in that courtroom, peaceful, of course, but power in numbers, and make sure that they follow the Constitution and do their job. And if they don't, we'll figure out something to make them do it. Peacefully again, of course, but we are not allowing them to violate the Constitution any longer. It stops right here, right now. They already did it with Act 77. Act 77 was illegally passed. That should have gone on the ballot. All election law should have gone on the ballot for the people to choose before it went into action. It did not. That right there is, the whole thing should be null and void. I mean, they violated the Constitution so many times, from even just putting Act 77 into play, how they did that, all the way to changing it up until days before the election. They used COVID as an excuse, which, if you don't know your history, is easy to get wrapped up in. But when you start reading and find out there was a yellow fever outbreak in the late 1700s, early 1800s, right when they won the Revolutionary War. Dr. Benjamin Rush was one of the founding fathers who was involved in fighting that. Our founding fathers saw outbreaks and epidemics before when they wrote that Constitution. They knew stuff like this was going to happen. There's no health emergency suspends the Constitution. I don't care what it is. And I think personally that governments use that to instill fear in the people so that they can increase their power and control. And it's happened all the way through history. So they used COVID as an excuse. Unfortunately, a majority of people bought it and allowed it to happen, but no more. Like this Delta variant, get the frickety frack out of here. Delta variant, my rear end. No. Vitamin C, get your vitamin D level checked. That's huge to your immune system. And if it's low, you need to supplement with vitamin D, and your body will fight it off just fine. The government does not need to be meddling in our health whatsoever under any circumstances. Out.
I was going to say, okay, so you guys had asked, Tony answered this earlier, but somebody asked that because it keeps getting called a forensic investigation, Why is that different than an audit? Well, the legislators actually do have the authority to investigate. And I'm going to read this out of the Mason Manual of Legislative Procedure. So this is what our General Assembly goes by. And it says a legislator has the power to investigate any subject regarding which it may desire information in connection with the proper discharge of its function to enact, amend, or repeal statutes, or to perform any other act delegated to it by the Constitution. So the investigation, this is the cool thing, and it goes on and on. There's a lot more to it. But the cool thing about the investigation is, like Tony said, this can actually hold up in court. So if there's things such as Act 77 that they deem there was inconsistencies, again, I'm trying to keep Tony on YouTube. I mean, we may have hit like every button by this point.
We're gonna get. I mean, I don't even have 2,000 subscribers. We're not gonna get booted, I don't think, until we have more people. We'll find a new platform.
Is he on? Somebody said shout out to Be Hizzy, so I was like, is he on here? But
Be Hizzy's gonna make a comeback. We just don't know when and where yet.
I know. And there's a lot more that goes into it, but it's pretty cool when you understand that and you understand why they're saying investigation. And in my opinion, I think that's pretty cool because that just shows some of the things that the legislators have the right to do.
Yep.
Inconsistencies and I love it.
Whatever. So that guy was convicted. Karen, did you read that comment?
I didn't. I was reading the book. Hold on. What does it say?
According to the DOJ press release, DeMuro admitted that a local political consultant gave him directions and paid him money to add votes for candidates supported by the consultant. And then up above, he get another thing that said he was actually pled guilty and was convicted. And he's 73. Yeah, a judge of election. I missed the one where he said he was. Where the heck am I?
Interesting. Okay. So, Tony, one of the other things, I don't know how well this would, or if this even will translate over to PA, but because they already went to court in Arizona and the court said that the Senate had the right to do what they did, doesn't that already set a precedence?
Yes, it does.
For if they try to pass the court or not?
It should.
Yeah.
That's what B. Hizzy and I talked about that a while ago when he first was showing me the legislative manual, and it should. And I think it might have to be up to us to hold them to that, to hold their feet to the fire on that, because it's right in there. There's no gray area. That's the problem with judicial activism over the last 50 years is we've allowed, because our ignorance, the people not knowing the Constitution, not holding these people accountable for the decisions they made, we've allowed this to happen, unfortunately, but it stops now. So we're just going to, if they do try to do that, we just have to hold their feet to the fire and say, you don't have authority to do that. If we have to show up in masses at a courtroom to make sure they don't because it's illegal, that's what we'll have to do.
All right, let's see. All right. This one, same thing. Why are they calling it? Is it going to be a full forensic audit investigation? Okay, here's a good one. Any ideas how we'll finance the audit? I know we keep hearing from the other side, which I hate saying that because this really is a nonpartisan issue, but unfortunately people have made it a partisan issue. But, taxpayer funds shouldn't be used. People keep saying that. I'm gonna not have the peanut gallery on that because there are some things that I could say, and I'm gonna try not to. I'm gonna keep my mouth shut on that one.
Well, since I'm not a part of it, I'll say it. They spend my tax money on plenty of stuff that I don't want them to spend it on. So what's the difference?
You will get us tagged by the NSA.
I know.
Gosh.
I can't speak for what's going to happen in Pennsylvania because I don't know. I can speak a little bit of what I know from Arizona. I do know that their Senate did give $150,000, and that was all they were willing to give. So I do know that there's been some fundraising. There has been some donations. Patrick Byrne, from what I understand, gave about $3 million. There's been a lot of other stuff too. So as far as what goes on here, I've had some people that have messaged me saying that somebody has started collecting donations here in Pennsylvania. We have not for the audit.
Well, we have for Audit the Vote PA.
For Audit the Vote PA, we have, which our intention is, if needed, we will help fund the audit as much as we can. So,
or a lawsuit, or
a lawsuit, whatever. So people ask all the time. That was part of what that false audit Telegram channel was on me, was that I'm taking money and I'm not telling anybody where it goes. First of all, I'm not gonna again, I don't want to dox ourselves, but I have this book and I literally put every single thing that we have ever spent money on in this book. Ask Tony, I'm a Nazi, which is kind of funny, when it comes to finances. So if needed, I would happily disclose everything that we've ever spent money on. But honestly, we're doing this because we understand that if we do have to go the lawsuit route, that's not going to be cheap at all. So
Karen is meticulous and she's willing to disclose it to anybody. Like, I went to the dollar store and bought envelopes to send our notarized affidavits, and it was like $2. And she's like, nope, give me that receipt. We're writing it down. I'm like, okay.
Yes, absolutely. So I don't know, if they're intending on making a fundraising channel. If there is one, I am happy to make sure we put that on the Telegram channel and tell you guys if there's like an official donate page. I know that from what I heard, like Cindy Powell and a couple other people were also collecting money. So as of right now, there's not an official Pennsylvania fundraising audit, whatever.
So just be cautious if somebody's saying.
Yeah, somebody was saying that too. Just be cautious. So, but ultimately, because now the three of us are an official business. I have to ask the lawyer exactly what type of business we are. I don't know. But because we are a business, we are able to actually take the larger donations, and then happily we need to write a check, we'll write a check. I don't care. So yes, I do need to get in touch with Matt DePerno. That is somebody I would like to talk to, just to ask him how he's been doing it too, because we're the same way. We've been transparent since day one. And we'll continue to be transparent. So,
yeah, we are keeping our noses extremely clean. I mean, we are. So anything, if you donate to Audit the Vote PA, your money will go one of three places. It'll go towards something we have to spend money on that is on this effort. Example, today I just mailed out another, I don't know if it was 13 notarized affidavits, this time to mostly the Democrat senators. That was $120 between printing and the post office. That came from Audit the Vote money. We upgraded our StreamYard capability so that we could do videos like this. I think it's another, Karen, $25 a month to have this capability. It went there. We were invited to go to the symposium in Sioux Falls. Our tickets are comped by them, but like our flights on our travel, we would use Audit the Vote money to get us there and back, because that's expensive. We're even debating on how much of that, though. We may kick in some of our own money because we want to have enough in the Audit the Vote account to help fund the audit if it needs be. But everything that's coming in is either going to something we have to do that otherwise would come out of our pocket, which you guys are incredibly helpful. You have no idea how much that is helping. We don't have to compromise and cut corners. If a senator had 3 offices, we sent certified notarized affidavits to all 3 offices, so you can't say he didn't get it. Versus if we had to come out of our pocket, we would have had to be like, we got to figure out where he is this week so we can try to get it to the right office, because we don't have unlimited funds ourselves. You guys have no idea. We are so thankful for the donations. So it either go to that, or it's going to go to legal fees when we get to that point, if we have to file a lawsuit against these people to make sure this happens. And there was a third place. Or it's going to go to, if the Senate needs funds when it's time for the audit, it will go there. So one of 3 places is where, if you donate to us, that's where it's going. And we'd be happy, like Karen said, to show you all the books to make sure that you understand that. I got the note on the shirts, the pastel colors. I don't know why I picked all pastel colors. I will get on there tonight and get some new colors. We did have a friend in our Constitution class ask for red. Red is my favorite color. I don't know why I don't have a red one on there. I will get on the bonfire account tonight and put a new campaign together to get some different colors on there. So thank you guys for that.
Yeah.
I look good in red, so yeah, I definitely agree with
that. That's really all the questions that we had from Telegram. If you guys have any more questions, I know it's midnight. I'm sure there's a ton of people that are like, we pieced out. We've been on for like an hour and a half.
We still have, it says 167 people watching.
That's impressive. So here's the thing, John. That's a great question. That is a really great question. We have been talking to counsel, and we're trying to get clarification on that. But from what I'm understanding, and if I'm wrong, I will put the egg on my face and I will tell you I was wrong. But from what I'm understanding is that once they send out the subpoena, that basically is telling that county that we plan on looking at this from a legal perspective. So I can't remember the exact term, but it's something about like non-destroying evidence. So from what I understand is that actually puts a stop on that 22 months where they can't destroy anything because there's potential to go for litigation. And we all understand if you destroy evidence and it ends up going to court, that's not a good thing. So Shannon, I can't believe you're still on. You're a trooper. You're awesome. But yeah, so, I mean, it wouldn't surprise me if they do try and drag this out. But, you know, once a subpoena comes, that actually shows that there's a potential of litigation. And they really, that wouldn't be a good thing if they destroyed stuff. So,
MLZ, if you're talking about the book, The Go-Getter, who's the author of that, Karen? The Go-Getter, any idea?
Give me a second, I'll get it for you.
Okay.
Good.
Go-Getter.
I would go get the book, but my son's passed out in that room, so.
I love the person, whoever that was, that said this, I'm not a Democrat or Republican. You're absolutely right. This is nothing to do. This is not, I promise you, this has nothing to do with Donald Trump. What you don't understand is this has been happening for decades. When we look at the data, it's gone on for decades. This has to stop now. We've been getting people selected, not elected. And that was not the plan for our country. It's sad, it's sick, and it has to stop. So this really isn't a Biden versus Trump thing. This is, we want free, fair, and elections thing.
Peter Kyne, Kyne. I'll show you guys what the book looks like.
The Go-Getter, Peter Kyne. There it is. The thing is amazing. And if you read it, this audit was our blue vase. You got to read the book to find out what that means. What's the blue vase? Go read that book. It'll help you in every area of your life, no matter what you want to pursue. It really will.
Yep.
They got brazen in their selections. Yeah, and they got a little sloppy this time because Trump was so popular that they had to pull out all the stops. And
yeah, we probably won't be able to keep this video up, that's for sure, but it was fun.
You don't think?
No.
Why?
No. Facebook for sure is going to take it down. Do you want to be, you want to go on another jail time at Facebook?
I don't know.
No, because I need you on at the vote page, so no. No.
Just have to up my mod skills.
No, I'm going to have to take it down. I'm sorry.
Dang it, Karen.
I know, right?
Can we put it on like Odyssey? Maybe we should look at Odyssey then. Can we put it on Odyssey? Upload to Rumble. I got to figure out. I do have a Rumble channel. I just don't know how to upload something that I did live on YouTube.
Does it let you save it? I don't know how.
I don't know.
Where is Marcus D? Because he's the one that does all this. Where is I texted him. Where is he?
Tony, just click stuff until it works.
Click stuff until it works. Just figure it out.
Odyssey. Yes. Dane, your buddy's probably passed out on my youngest child's floor. Tell him tech support needs to stop like fighting me on stuff when I ask him to do something. And put it on Gab. Yes, put it on. But if we did it, what I don't understand, if we did the video here, but you put it on another platform, does that make it? Tony, contact Nick. You talking about Moseder? Maybe. Here's the thing. My husband's really good at tech. He's just also really good at like, I don't know how to do that. You can figure that out yourself. And since he's not getting paid.
I have to do that.
Oh, yes, you do. They're like, our husbands are BFFs. So 2 peas in a pod right there.
Yes. All right. Well, hopefully either Marcus or Nick will get back to us and we'll figure out what to do.
It goes flawless to Odyssey. So I can take it if I can take it from here. And you download it first. That's how you get it on Gab. Okay. Well, if you put it on Gab, then we still have it, whether they strike us or not. And again, I'm not even like, I wonder if I don't get a ton of subscribers ever, if they'll even ever flag us, if they'll find it.
How would they not?
I think they look for keywords
and
stuff, so probably.
Oh, crap.
How would they not? We've hit literally every keyword possible.
That's not true. I could definitely say some keywords that would get you guys flagged.
Build an archive. Oh, we have so much to learn. My kids are your kids are too little. Karen's kids are like 4 and 2, but mine are 10, almost 7, and almost 4. My 10 and 7-year-old like, Mommy's a YouTuber. Yay! I'm just like, Apparently, mommy's becoming a YouTuber, which my kids.
You weren't in here when somebody was like, "Hey, where's Karen's YouTube channel?" I was like, "No."
I was sitting right in the peanut gal over there on the side.
I keep joking. I tell my husband that him and Tony's husband, the two of them, need to have a YouTube channel, and I seriously think they would have thousands of followers because the two of them, like,
nothing but us working on cars and dropping F-bombs because stuff didn't work.
Not subscribed. I am subscribed to Odyssey. Odyssey makes you pay to chat. Interesting.
See, all this new stuff that we're learning. Can you tell we know nothing about this?
Nothing. Yeah. My 10-year-old seriously knows more. I forget what she was helping me with the other day. She's like, well, yeah, because she watches, unfortunately, a lot of YouTube videos.
I feel like this is like our Constitution class. We always tell them, we're like, hey, could somebody talk? Because we're talking the whole time.
No, but they're still watching. There's 150 people still watching.
I know. What kind of cars? Oh, people want to know what kind of cars you guys work on.
Mainly ours, because we drive them a lot. Shoop's in the process of redoing some things, and we're in the process of shopping for some toys. So
okay, so does anybody have like any audit pertinent questions before we kind of go off on this team? I want to make sure that, I mean, it's already 12 o'clock. I want to make sure we do answer questions. If anybody else does have any questions.
No, ask random things, please.
I mean, we're happy to stay on for a little bit longer if you guys want to ask questions, but I do want to be make sure that
Marcus is on vacation. And we should tell people the second to last weekend in July, we are going, our husbands for Mother's Day got together and are sending us on a ladies' weekend trip. We are going to get away for a whole weekend, which I think at first I thought, I can't leave. We have to do this and we have to do that. We have to call these. How are we going to? And now I'm kind of like, I think we need a break. Do you feel like that, Karen? When he was planning it, I was like, oh my God, no.
I know. No. Like, we're in the middle of all this stuff going on. And right now I'm like, okay, I've been up every day for the past 2 weeks till at least 2 o'clock in the morning. And see, at least Tony's kids don't wake up until late. Most of the time. Sometimes her younger one will wake up pretty early, but my kids wake up pretty early. So like, I was talking to my husband, I'm texting him while he was at work, and I'm like, I don't know where my head is right now. I'm struggling, babe. I'm struggling. Oh, goodness.
Susan, I want to clarify. We donate to an audit. I'm not sure what she means by that. But yeah, if you just want to give money to the audit itself, that's going to be a separate issue of some sort, right? Like, because we're not separating.
I would think so. I'm sure somebody will set up an official, like, fundraiser page for that. Yeah, absolutely.
And if not, we'll figure it out.
Yeah, I mean, if not, we'll definitely figure it out, and we'll try and figure out whatever we can or help whoever they're gonna to tag to do that. So
fine, you slackers, we'll do it ourselves.
But I mean, we're happy to help in whatever way possible. Seriously, so.
Can you ask them to read the comments on Facebook? Kyle was messaging me. I think Kyle was watching. Read the comments on Facebook.
I forgot you're on Facebook. Hold on.
Crap. Can somebody... Don't make me do anything more techy.
I gotcha. Hold on.
Karen's way better at the tech stuff than I am.
I'm on it.
Should we tell our Constitution class story on here, or is that too risky? Because...
Yeah.
Oh, dude, tell it. I'll tell it. Actually,
you tell it.
There, but you guys can tell it. I just heard about it, and I was mad I missed it.
Oh, you mean like what happened the second Constitution class, which is why we couldn't. Oh, yeah.
Like, I don't want to post it anywhere, but if we're going to take this video down. So this is how non-tech savvy I am. Norman,
we're going to take this video down. So just so you guys know, if we need to do another one that's literally just answering questions, and we can, but this one will probably have to come down. But the second Constitution class. So Tony was the host, and she's trying to get everything figured out. And so the video, when we host our Constitution class, we have a video from Rick Green and David Barton. The video had ended, and I don't remember what we were talking about, but we were talking about something, and there weren't a ton of people left. It was about this time at night.
Yeah, but there were still 30 or 40.
There was still, well, I mean, to me, a ton. We've got 600 people signed up for that class. So, But all of a sudden, I'm looking, and there was a certain person in the class that's taking a shower with their phone right here. Tony, stop it. I'm not going to get through the story.
Okay.
So she's literally taking a shower with the camera on. I don't know if she meant to have the camera on, but then like the camera goes on the floor, and then there were other people, and I'm messaging Tony like, turn off her camera, turn off her camera, turn off her camera. And Tony's just talking. She's oblivious, and I'm sending her like direct messages like, Tony, turn off her camera.
And people are
and I felt so bad because I guarantee you this woman had no idea her camera was on. And then like everything.
Shazam.
Everything. And I'm like, oh.
Now, okay, let me jump in. Now I'm watching Karen get the giggles because she's messaged me 100 times and said, turn off her camera, turn off her camera. Karen's doing this right here. And I'm like, what are you laughing at? Karen, why are you what's funny? What am I missing? Never thought to check my phone or to check the chat or to check something to see what's going. Yeah, and she's doing this. And I'm still so dense, I don't even get it. And there's naked lady on her Constitution class. And I didn't catch it until she was basically dressed and it was back to her face. And then I catch the chat, people telling me like, turn her camera off. I'm like, what? Turn her camera off. That's odd. And then how did I caught it right before we ended the class. I can't remember. How did I finally see your messages?
I think so. And you turned it off. And like, I literally had to turn off my camera because I was losing it. And I'm like, I'm texting her and I'm like, Tony, please turn it off. Just turn it off.
Yeah. You turned off your camera.
I feel so bad. So thankfully we did not, because we usually record it to make sure that if anybody is missed the class, yes, Carol, you definitely missed that one. But if anybody misses that class, like we try and record it to make sure that, you know, since they signed up for it, they get to watch it. And of course, that one I made sure that we did not record. But I felt so bad because like I'm like, I guarantee you this woman has no idea that her camera was on. And oh
yeah. So I'm like, I'm done. I'm not hosting this anymore on the Zoom end. Yes, you, because my tech savviness. Someone asked about the Constitution class. I'll post the link again if you want to sign up for our next one. It's through Patriot Academy, which is founder is Rick Green, and he works a lot with David Barton. So they are excellent. And
okay, so on Facebook, somebody asked, what can I give to local Republican committee? Hold on. What can I give to local Republican committee for them to add signatures door to door? So you can tell them to go on our website, auditthevotepa.com. And if you look under the, is it the volunteer tab that has the petition sheet on there?
Yes.
They can actually go and download their own petition sheet, and they can take that to go door to door as well. So if that's something that they want to do, they absolutely can do that.
I just got angry husband at the door because he's working on the car and it's not going well and he needs help with the kids. So I am going to have to wrap this up, ask some questions.
Yeah. So anything else that you guys have had, let me make sure to check Facebook and see if there was any other questions.
Yes, we're getting silly. We need sleep. We drastically need sleep.
Yeah, this is like...
They got more than a Constitution. Yes, they did. They got a
I know.
Senator Bartolotta nudie show along with their Constitution.
They got old baby boobs.
So Terry, that is an awesome question. I don't know. I really don't know. I do know from what my understanding is, it wasn't just the November 2020 election that they're asking for information on. It was also the May primary as well. Because there were some places that ran out of Republican ballots by 9 a.m. And I do know in some counties there were candidates that were left off the ballot, or there were a 4-year position that was supposed to be a 2-year position, but things like that. Like there was just a lot of mess. So I don't know what they're going to be looking for as far as down ballot, what races they're actually going to be looking for. Hopefully we'll be able to find that out, but.
Oh, her movie, Lucifer's Unholy Desire. Just Google it. It's on.
And the Breeding Farm.
Oh. No.
Hey, listen, let me run in and see what he needs. And if people are still asking questions, I'll be back. You just stay on and keep asking questions. You're good. Stop. Don't give me that look. I'll be back. He needs help. He's angry.
Okay.
Okay.
Oh, he's angry.
He's
like,
angry.
I have no way to end this.
I know. I'll come back and end it like when you're done.
Okay.
Yeah. See you later.
She's crazy.
Unfortunately, the questions on Facebook, I can't scroll.
I know, but won't let me scroll up. Who are the people in Allegheny County? Devlin Robinson is the senator there, but it seems like it's the election board there has already said, the election bureau has already said in Allegheny County that they're not going to comply and they will not let Allegheny County happen. So I don't know.
I think the people could change that, but we'll see.
Yeah, Terry, I don't know how. I know an hour later. Terry, I don't really know what they did in Maricopa as far as down ballot. I don't know if it was just the president. I don't know if they did just certain races. I honestly don't know. I know the camera's on. I know. So let's see. Yeah, can you guys tell that I'm not comfortable in front of a camera? I'm getting better every single day. But yeah, this is Lori, I'm sure you could. I don't know the information. I mean, if you guys want it, I'll happily look for it for you. But is there any questions on?
Somebody asked for a recap, and I said a recap of what?
Yeah. Petunia, I'm happy to give you a recap. I just don't know exactly what information that you want to recap for.
Did you recap the whole video?
Carol. Yeah, this is why I don't have a YouTube channel.
No, don't hide comments.
How about Potter County and McKean County? So for those who got on late that didn't hear the counties, right now the counties that got letters were York, Tioga, and Philly. Senator Dush had an interview with Marcus D. and did say that there were 3 others that they had in mind.
If they have to do a round 2.
Yeah, if they have to do a round 2. I know that they want to. I know. I mean, it's very different here than in Arizona because Maricopa, from my understanding, has like 80% of the votes through the state that go through Maricopa. Whereas here in Pennsylvania, we have 67 counties. And granted, Philadelphia is one of the largest, but it is spread. There are a lot of larger counties such as Erie and Allegheny. So it's a little bit different here than it is in Arizona. I'm trying to see. I'm going through it. And yeah, our Supreme Court is a little bit different than theirs, but
if I start at the beginning.
We'll see what happens as far as the courts here. Just pray that whatever's supposed to happen happens, and we're able to find the truth, because ultimately that's what it is. It's to find the truth, and whatever it ends up being, as long as we know that this was the case, and whoever ends up being the winner and whatever races that they're actually going to look at and investigate, that's all we want. We just want honesty and transparency, really. That's what we want.
Michelle asks, do you all know what was being burned that was held in the farm show complex in Harrisburg?
You know what, Michelle, we don't. There's been a lot of speculation. If you're still on, there's been a lot of speculation on what was in the farm complex. And from my understanding, if you went in there, you had to sign an NDA. Like, they weren't allowing people in there. I don't know if people really know what's in there, but I did hear that there was somebody that said they were taking stuff to the incinerator. So unfortunately, if it's known what was in there, it's not known to me. But it's easy to speculate. There's just a lot of inconsistencies. There's a lot of what ifs, and that's the hard part, is that's why we want the audit. We just want honesty. We really do.
She's aware of illegal votes in York County.
Interesting. Yeah, Michelle, if you have any proof of illegal votes in York County, or you have personal information or experience, please, at any county really, but please email us at auditthevotepA@gmail.com. I had an election judge from my particular county, and she has emailed a slew of people, including Giuliani, and just about some of her experiences and what she was and wasn't allowed to do, which was very different than what she'd done in the past. And she finally emailed us, and I actually met her today, and she wants to sign an affidavit. And she's like, I've been trying to get anybody to listen to me, and you guys are the first ones to respond. And she goes, I've emailed tons and tons of people. And it's things like that people are like, I want somebody to hear me. My experience wasn't good. So if that is one of you guys, and you did have something that just seemed wrong or that was inconsistent with what you've dealt with in the past, message us, because all that kind of stuff is stuff that we can take to the legislators and say, look, these are people that are telling us something just was not right. All of the above. We need all of the above. Whatever you're willing to give us, the more information, the better, because that's stuff that then possibly we can take to one of the data analysts and say, hey, what's showing up here, or whatever the case is. And stuff like that is just the more information we can get, the better.
Thank you, Michelle.
Yes, thank you very much, Michelle.
Any other questions coming through?
Yes. The 4 pages, email them, please, if you're willing to. Stuff like that. I mean, obviously we'll have to go through stuff, but the more information you guys can give us, the better, because again, when there's people that are saying nothing happened, it was completely free and fair, and there was no shady stuff, and this was the fairest election ever, and they're spewing that, so they have a lot of people believing that this was the freest and fairest election ever. And then we're seeing all these inconsistencies, and we're getting these data analysts that are telling us, no, look at this and look at that. And I think we're up to about 6 different data analysts now that we've talked to. And it's funny because none of them are like friends, and none of them work together, but they're all coming up with very similar data. And when you get confirmation after confirmation after confirmation, that's when you start saying, okay, maybe this wasn't just coincidence. There might actually be something here.
Kyle asked, what would help with the process to the audit and also the audit itself, partnership, support from the law firm?
Yeah, I mean, any lawyers that probably are willing to help out, that would probably help too. Partnerships, as far as, do you mean like donors, like people who are willing to give money?
Yeah, unfortunately, it's super early in the process.
Yeah, I mean, stuff. That's the thing. Like, I don't know all of the details, because it's still like things are so super early. Like, the letters just went out. They have 3 weeks, and a lot can happen in 3 weeks, as we've seen. But I mean, it's kind of up in the air right now. So I don't know all the details. I wish I did. And I'm not gonna even try and pretend like I do. But as we get information, we'll let you guys know for sure.
Gail asked a question.
So from my understanding, there still is that information, and we've been told that we can have that information. So if you still have some information from back in November, and you do want to give us that as well, just as backup. But from my understanding is we are able to get that information from the hearings. So the Shack Outback. So here's the cool thing. Tony actually got in touch with the trucker who went to Lancaster, and somehow the truck part disappeared. And so Tony actually was able to get in touch with them, and they're trying to connect to be able to talk a little bit more and find out a little bit more information about it. Oh, I know. Rick Green. So Rick Green, like we've heard him speak at a ton of different conferences. So that's why Tony says we're gonna fangirl out when he comes on our Constitution class. But we definitely will. We'll be for sure picking his brain for sure. Because there's stuff that he understands that I don't. And that manual has helped a lot too, because a lot of times you'll hear a legislator say, well, we don't have the authority to do this, but we can do this. And I'm finding out that manual is actually the reason why they say that. So a lot of people think that the only thing that they have to go by is the Pennsylvania Constitution. Well, this is kind of the outline, that manual, this thing.
Which is expensive.
Yeah, I mean, it is very expensive, but this is kind of the outline of what they can or can't do as far as the legislators go. So the next set of Constitution classes, they are starting July 28th. That's when our next one starts. And I know Tony has said she put the JOT form up in the comments, but we're asking for a $10 donation because we did have to upgrade the Zoom because we had over 600 or almost 600 people, I think, signed up for this last one. And so we had to upgrade our Zoom to be able to hold that many. So we are asking for a $10 donation. But if you don't have it, I know things are tight right now. Things are just starting to open back up. If you cannot afford that, honestly, there is, we don't want you to not get that information. So if you can't afford the $10, just message one of us and we'll get you into the class. That is the most important part, is for people to actually get the information. So we totally get it. If you can't, like I said, the only reason that we're asking for that is because we did have to upgrade the Zoom. There are costs in that, and we're taking time away from some of our other things that we could use for money. So thanks, Terry. Yeah, if I'm not
back it up, Terry.
If I'm not one of those people that like show you that anybody can do this, and I'm totally like, I don't want to say I'm unprofessional, but I'm not polished. I'm not a professional speaker. If you guys can't tell, I am literally just a mom. And I know people like yell at me saying, don't say you're just a mom, but I am. I'm a mom. I'm an entrepreneur. You know, my background's in the medical field, so this is not my realm whatsoever. And Tony's back. Yay.
I'm back. Yay.
Fallaciously wicked. Okay, so the Constitution class, the actual class part itself is about an hour and a half, the video. As far as how long our classes last, we seem to, because we like to talk, we seem to get people who like to talk too. So sometimes our classes will last 3 hours, maybe later, because people, like some people just don't want to get off. They want to talk about what's going on in the world. They want to talk about what's going on in their state. And we love talking to people and educating people and making connections. That's just us. We're people. I know that sounds funny, but we're people. So we've been on some of our classes until about same time right now, 12:30. I think one time we were on till 1 o'clock in the morning.
A record night, yeah.
Oh my gosh.
It's not a requirement to be on.
It's not. No, it's definitely not a requirement. So you can just watch the video and peace out. Like, that's totally okay. And we're fine with that as long as you get the information.
Which is typically an hour to an hour and a half at the most. You think better than most.
I know she ruined that phrase for me.
She did. I know. I used it the other day too. I was like, dang it.
I'll circle back.
Circle back.
Ain't no circle back, girl.
No, somebody said they give my husband a Snickers. He's wigging out. Dane, he's working on the Flex with the air conditioner. He's soaking wet with sweat, and he's on his knees, and his head is on the seat of the driver's seat.
Does he? So on the Flex, did he have to take the dash out to do that, or can he get it from underneath the glove box?
Nope, the whole dash is off.
Why didn't he call me to come? Like, I could have stopped up and helped him.
I don't know.
You want to go up tomorrow?
I went in. Hallie was asleep on the chair. I took her upstairs.
Okay.
Well, I mean, I guess I could stop up tomorrow and help if he still needs help.
He'll be fine. You know how he is. It's one of those, you just have to walk away, leave him alone.
I'll just give him a big hug. I know he loves touch.
He'll be fine. We'll take the Mazda. We can always take the Mazda. We don't have to take the Flex. He'll be fine.
Okay. Now I think we're just talking to talk. More questions. Yeah. We did have some actually really good questions, and hopefully we'll get some emails because some people were saying that they saw some stuff and they had some information. So I told people just to send it to our email.
Gail asked a question.
Adona Marine. Okay. Gail, are either of you dealing with CRT stuff in your school districts? So my kids are too young to really deal with that, but I will say,
the person
I think
you could ask for our school district.
Yeah, there was a lady on here, Nikki. She is actually, thankfully, she took one of our Constitution classes. She got so much out of it. She decided to run for school board. She's in my area. And she is on the ballot for November. I'm so thankful for that. But I don't know much about, I know about CRT, but as far as my area, I intend probably on homeschooling my kids. So I thankfully won't have to deal with that. Unless, our wonderful tyrannical governor decides that he's going to take away right to choose, and then I'm peacing out. Like, I love Pennsylvania, but you're not going to tell me where or how I can educate my child. So,
well, I think she might have been asking about like how to get involved to stop it. So I would recommend, we do have a lady on this side of the state, Diana Campbell. She runs a group called Health Freedom of Pennsylvania. And she is, if you're in Western PA, I think this is where she's focusing. She has Facebook groups, and they're really working hard to make sure that the masks aren't required and critical race theory. She's got a much better handle on the school board stuff in that area than we do. So I'd recommend looking her up. She's on Facebook. I don't know if she's on Telegram or all the social media.
She is on Telegram. She is.
Okay.
She is.
Yeah. Absolutely. Her name is Diana Campbell for Health Freedom. Is it Health Freedom PA or is it? I can't remember.
Let me check, because they do have a public Telegram channel. She's amazing. She has so much knowledge.
Yeah, and I am too. So I pulled my kids out. I had them in a private Christian school pre-COVID, and I pulled them out because I didn't want them to have to inhale their own carbon dioxide for 8 hours a day this year. And I homeschooled for the first year. And I can tell you, if I can homeschool, anybody can do it. Because if you had told me in 2019 that I was going to be a homeschool mom, I'd have been like, you are on drugs. But we made it. We survived, and we're going to do it again next year. And
that is her Telegram channel, if you guys can read that.
And I tagged her in the Facebook comments.
Yeah, I did. I promised this guy in our Telegram channel, Mark, I don't know if he's watching this. He did reach out to me. Ben Salem, I guess, school district is really bad in what they want to do with critical race theory. And he wanted me to reach out and let everybody know in Bucks County to get together and fight that. And I just haven't had a chance to do it yet. But if you're watching this and you're in the Ben Salem area, you got to connect with some like minds out there, because I guess they're really pushing hard for critical race theory. Homeschooling. I saw Candace Owens posted something today that said homeschooling used to be like the thing of the past, and it's definitely going to be the thing of the future. And I would agree. I mean, if you can do it, if you can swing it, one of you stays home with the kids, or just something you can do to get them out of the public school. They are being completely indoctrinated. They're not taught how to think. They don't know how to critically think. And then you send them to college, you just top it all off, really, and just go full-blown liberal. But I would get them out of the public school system if I were you.
God bless you, Lori. That's awesome.
Yeah. Because who knows what they're going to do. So we don't really keep up with it, because I know I'm homeschooling. Are they going to make them wear masks when they go back in September? I don't know. But no, we've never worn one.
School district.
We were the mask fighters. As good teachers quit, we hire them in internet. Yeah, the private school my kids did go to, the private Christian school, they just had a bunch of crazy stuff go down this year. They had all the office ladies just up and quit like on the same day. It was, it's crazy. It's just crazy times we're living in right now. For CRT, this girl was not having it. Yeah. They just don't. And you don't back down to you're a racist. That's why it has nothing to do with it. These people just don't understand Marxism. They don't understand the agenda behind that. Critical race theory is designed to divide people. And, it's just not, no, it's not American. It's taken us to socialism, communism. Don't back down to the people saying you're racist when you know you're not. It's the most ridiculous thing I've ever heard. I agree. I just think if we pull our kids out of the system, what are they going to do? No funding. I know they're already losing funding. Groups of parents and groups of students together, I agree with that. I tried last year to get a group of parents together, but it was just so quick and sudden with COVID. We didn't get to, but moving forward, who knows? I don't know, Karen, we're far apart, but maybe with, Bobby and Capitol Cathedral and all that, I would love to think we could pull a group together and figure something out.
Absolutely.
I'll teach the firearms class.
I know, right? UPMCs. I can't. That's my biggest pet peeve. You can't go to like a basic doctor appointment without being forced to wear a mask, and they'll fight you. Like, are you kidding?
So Tony, I have a question because you're using what is this? StreamYard.
Yeah.
I can see that you're getting the comments in from YouTube. Can you tie the comments in from Facebook too, or does it only let you do one at a time?
Excellent question. I have no idea, but that's something I'll have to figure out. At least this time I figure out how to get all three of us on one screen and not have to rotate constantly for people to see us. Like, oh, that's how that works. Got it. And I think I know how to screen share now too. I will look into that though. What does this say up there? Edit. Oh no, I'm not messing with that. Nope.
Oh goodness. I can't believe people are still hanging with us at 12:30 at night. This is crazy.
I know.
Some people are just hungry for the info.
They are legal immigrants. You're exactly right. You find somebody that went and got their citizenship like legitimately, they are livid to see what's happening right now. I have one friend who adopted, she has 2 boys, and she adopted a little girl from China who was left on the steps of an orphanage by her parents. Totally don't even know her exact birthday. They have an idea of the day she was born, but what she saw in China is literally exactly what we're living right now. And any legal immigrant will tell you the same thing. It's really scary to people that don't see it. But I think there's enough of us waking up that, well, I know that there's enough of us waking up. There's no doubt we can stop it.
2017 special election for state instability.
I wonder why he would announce that. Because isn't he on the trail of nothing to see here?
Yeah.
I'm shocked he'd even announce that.
Yeah. That's interesting. Very, very interesting.
Yeah, so Karen, I talked to our lawyer about that today, so we'll catch up on that later, but that's a no-go. He's like, oh, no. You don't want to poke that hornet's nest.
Oh, yes, we do. I'm going to poke that sucker down the field.
No.
Okay. I trust him. So, okay.
I do too. He's like, you don't want to poke that hornet's nest. Okie dokie. We need to wake up more people. I know. We are, though. I think that's the more people see the disaster that is Joe Biden. By 2024. Oh, don't say it. No, I don't think we will be. If we fight at the state level, that's the thing. More people, you'd be surprised. More people are waking up at the state level and they're getting involved locally. And that's the answer. Because it's on the state level that we can protect ourselves from the overreach of the federal government. And I think that's the answer. Rick Green told us that. The murder hornet nest.
And it is gonna be it's gonna be a fight because like in Westmoreland County they have a group of socialists called Voices of Westmoreland, and they did win like 19 different elections on the primary. So I mean they're not like coming quietly either. It's gonna depend on who stands up and who doesn't back down. And
yeah, we just have to get more involved to expose them. Like it's really sad. There's a young girl even in my district running for city council, and she's an open BLM activist. And what's sad about it is she's young and she's bright and she's a go-getter. And I can tell she wants to be involved and make a difference. She's just not on the right path. And so when it was time for the last election, the May 18th primary, I just straight facts. I don't want to bash her at all. I'm sure she's a great person. But I put on my Facebook page and all the ones around me that would be voting that she was a BLM activist. And I think that's something that people should know. And coming up for the November primary, I'm going to do the same. I might even have hold a town hall just for my community so that people can introduce themselves that are running for school board, city council, all that stuff. They can get asked some questions. We can keep it civil discourse. No, nothing crazy. We don't want to start bashing people or getting into arguments, but we need to know what these people stand for, because like Karen said, it's all over PA. Actually, it's called Voices of whatever it is, just Voices. And if you look at it on the surface on their website, it looks amazing at a first glance. It looks like they're doing something really good and they're trying to bring people together and encourage more diversity. But below the surface, it's Marxism written all over it. So just keep your eyes out and expose it. I think that's the only option we have, is just to expose it all and peacefully let people know, not good.
What's going on with Argyle? Good question.
I don't know. He needs primary.
What's his name? Who's that other dude?
Dush
said he's on board.
Yeah, he said he's as far as this goes, he's not fighting them on it.
So maybe that's a good thing.
I don't know.
Yeah. He won't when it comes time to vote, because here's going to be the thing. When the 3 weeks is up and the counties don't comply, the interstate committee, what is that committee? Whatever that is.
Intergovernmental relation.
Intergalactic.
Intergovernmental
I think it's
operations.
Yes, I think that's what it is.
Intergovernmental Operations Committee. Senator Mastriano is the chair. Argyle is on the committee. What will happen is that committee will vote then to issue subpoenas, and they do need a simple majority vote. Now, thankfully, I think there is. I know they have a majority Republicans. I just don't know the exact. I don't want to quote it. I know Senator Argyle's committee had 6 Republicans and 3 Dems, but when they vote on that, that's going to be the biggie. And Argyle saying he's for it means he will vote to uphold the subpoenas, is my guess. But I don't know how much more for it he is, because he's taken some shady money. If you get on transparencyusa.org and look up, I know they've all taken shady money for the most part. He's got some shady ties. And I just did not like that dude did not look at us in the eye when we met with him in June. You stared at the table and couldn't look at us. What the heck? And then he lied to the press the next day and told them he had no idea. The easiest way to get all Pennsylvanians on the same page, regardless of what side you're on, talk about the flipping data. Show people the state data that's out there.
Nobody will touch it.
Nobody will touch it.
Nobody.
Mainstream will not touch it, and even the politicians won't touch it. Like he could have united people in one fell swoop if he would have said to the media, this is why the people don't trust the election. That's all he had to do. I left him with a stack of data. That's all he had to do. And he goes, I don't know why people don't trust the election. Like, okay, whatever.
Yeah, I mean, I was looking up just to make sure there wasn't any other questions on YouTube, but
I'm keeping track on Facebook.
We're 2 hours in, Tony, so.
I know people are still. It's the hot potato. It is. Come on. Nobody wants to take it. Say what you want about Mastriano. Some people love him. Some people hate him. Some people are neutral. He's the only one that picked up the ball and wanted to do something. Whether or not it's going to be a dog and pony show, guess what? That's our responsibility to make sure it's not. And that's exactly what we plan to do. But at least he's doing something.
Yep.
Where everybody else was passing the potato, he finally said, okay, I'll do something.
Yeah. So I know it's not exactly what everybody expected. And, people were really upset, and a lot of people. Did you hear his side comment?
Who? I do what I can.
But a lot of people, were upset about Act 77, and that was all of them. And we agree, it was horrible. Act 77 was not good. But you know what? I feel like he's the first one that's really kind of got up and say, hey, we got to do something about it. We got to fix it. Is it perfect? No. Is he perfect? No. Are we gonna agree with everything? Do I agree with everything he does? No.
Are we perfect?
But yeah, I'm definitely not perfect. But at least he's willing to do something. And I think that's why we have to take it as a win and say, you know what? Let's be appreciative. He's willing to do something, and let's see what happens.
unfortunately, I feel like that's one side, or that's one area where the left crushes the right every single time. Again, I hate making this a left and right thing because it's not, but like the left will stick together for everything, and the right is always like, well, if you don't believe like everything that I believe to a T, they just write you off.
They didn't see the knife hand. He was knife-handed.
Sorry.
Knife-handed.
Yeah, they do. We have to do a better job of uniting and putting aside our differences and realizing we all have conservative views. For the most part, we all have the same worldview, and we need to stick together and pick the person that fights for us the most instead of, what's his name again? Who's his name?
What? Huh? What?
Somebody's saying, he's a veteran. Yes, he is a veteran. He was a colonel in the military. So we'll see. We will see. I know we have a lot of people that are coming at us that don't really care for him, and you're entitled to that. If you have a reason to think so, he has not given us a reason to not like him or not be willing to work with him at this point. Exactly. We trust him until we can't. And
that's one thing Rick Green always says. He goes, I look at every politician and he's like, I don't befriend any of them, but I look at what they do in the last 10 minutes. Like how to, because his example was Abbott, how Abbott in Texas, how he handled everything with COVID horribly at the beginning. And then now people are like, oh, Abbott's amazing. And, it just, you look at that and you say, okay, let's see how it goes.
People want to meet you.
Yes. Come say hi.
Dane's on there. That's why.
Who's in the house?
Look at this. Say
Jump
hi.
in, bro.
The price of
There's my silver
We still have 103 people watching us. That's why we're still here and they're asking questions. They know all about the car situation and everything. Are you okay?
Why didn't you call me?
The funny part about it is the door actuator is stuck.
All right.
And the door won't open and close. But what happened was a socket that I lost the last time I replaced it got wedged down in there and wouldn't let the door open and close, and it just fell out.
So did you try pushing it? Did you push it real good?
God had his hand in that.
Goodness.
Timma says my car needs my inner door panel put on. You want to do that?
Why is it off?
That's the real question.
Oh my goodness. Okay. I hope we're providing some type of value to you guys. Seriously.
Well, apparently they're all
my eyeliners, like I was crying. My eyeliners half off now. I look awesome.
Okay. Did you get it fixed then?
Yeah, the socket from the last time I fixed it.
Yeah.
I'm sure you guys are probably done watching us. There's like 6 people on Facebook. They're like, we all pieced out.
Yeah.
It's just like
Oh
You better
goodness.
now? Okay.
Welcome to our lives.
Yeah, this is our life. This is
Yeah. We're just sharing our lives with the world. What's the matter? Get out of here.
Same. One joke at a time.
one joke at a time. That is right.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
What are you doing? Oh, easy.
I was just closing some of the other channels. Yeah.
Yeah, what?
I could see that right now, not wanting to waste ammo. Good night.
Nighty night. Our husbands are amazing.
Well,
They
we
really are.
provided, if not value, at least some comedic relief.
Yes. But our husbands, Karen, we have to give them credit. They're amazing. They really are. They're not the typical dad. They do
No,
everything.
no. That I will say that's one thing about this whole process that I don't think that we could do half of what we do without them. And I know people are like, where are the men? They're here.
I'm here.
He jokes all the time. He's like, I let you talk because if I talked, like, I'd get in trouble. So, but I mean, I'm so thankful for the guys that we have because they really, they kind of just tag along and they're like, whatever you need us to do for you guys to do what you need to do.
Yeah.
Really thought
This has been hard on them too, because they're not getting, they're used to having our undivided attention for the most part. And now we're totally consumed with this. So we appreciate them being willing to kick in and just being willing to make the sacrifice of the time for us. It's not easy on them. My husband doesn't talk because he's a total opposite of me. You see how animated I am and like crazy, and he's just, his expression never changes. Even when he gets really angry, he purses his lips. That's it. Right? You guys know him. Does he not just purse his lips? He purses his lips.
But he has really good jokes.
Yes.
It can make a mean pancake.
He can make a mean pancake. That is true. That is so true.
Very dry sense of humor and very chill, and he has no desire to be on camera whatsoever. But he's a patriot. He was a patriot long before I was. He was a huge Trump fan. Like when that first 2016, if you guys remember when the debates were going on, and it felt like a train wreck. Like, oh my gosh, what are we watching? My husband has loved Trump from day one. I was the one that was kind of like, oh gosh, really? But he was calling him dipstick for a while. Do you remember when we were calling him dipstick? The debates were so bad. This was like 2016. But yeah.
Oh, thank you. I'm sad Jamie wasn't on. It's probably good Jamie wasn't on for this because
should have killed us.
Oh, I love her so much. She's
Jamie grounds us. She's like, yes, we're very.
She does, because the two of us, we have fun and we talk and whatever, and she'll kind of get us back on track. And
yes, back on track. And I'm definitely the worst of the squirrel. Could go off the wall. Like,
let me get this straight. The missing votes were hidden in a car heater with the flapper door held open by a lost socket.
Basically, yep. Nailed it.
Nailed it.
Okay. We should probably let these people go. It's 1:00 in the morning.
No, keep talking. Let them
watching.
Give them cake.
We will be together. Karen and I have one of our, we're going this weekend to an entrepreneur event. This is actually where in September we were at one of these conferences we attend quarterly. It's just like self-development, business leadership. It's made us who we are today. It really has. And we're headed to one this weekend. So maybe we'll do a live and
yeah, we should.
Got special guest speakers.
We could have a lot of special guests. I don't even know where. I don't know where it's.
Have Judd and Kara on.
Oh man.
Yeah.
So good. If they would, that would be awesome.
We owe a lot of
experience.
A lot of our waking up is owed to a lot of the people that were going to be around this weekend. They were posting stuff, and we've known them 20 years, and we really trust them. And I started asking them a lot of questions, and that's kind of, so we'll see. Maybe we'll get to introduce you guys to some of our crew, but if not, we will keep everybody posted on calls to action and stuff. Nothing really changes for tomorrow, correct? What day?
No, the call to action tomorrow is still the same. It'll start changing on Monday because that'll be when we can start hitting your list.
Okay. Because mine just went out. They went in the mail today for the Dems.
But not the rest of your
Republican
list,
that we
right?
did last week. Yes.
Correct. So that'll be on Monday. I think it's 5 days for them.
Be Hizzy got booted off of YouTube, like one fell swoop booted. I guess what happened, Media Matters did a hit piece on it, like a dozen of the YouTubers that were still talking election fraud, like Marcus D and CanCon and Nick Moseder and Be Hizzy. And Be Hizzy didn't even get a strike. He didn't got one strike, but he just got like, you're just cut off. So he's
on too, right? Didn't he kind of got wiped out immediately?
I don't know because I've never like met him or interacted with him, so I don't know. But I should check in with Be Hizzy. I could give him a call. He mentioned us on Telegram a couple times, but he's gonna make a comeback somewhere. That kid is amazing for 18 years old. The first time I went on his show, I had no idea how young he was. I remember asking him and Nick if they had kids. I thought he was like married with kids, like we are. 18.
I remember that. He's like, yeah, I have kids.
I was like,
he is a kid.
Okay, and then find out how that kid is so wise beyond his years. It is unbelievable. He gives me so much hope for the next generation. Yes. He helped me through the Mason Legislative Manual figure out that it was the state government committee in our goal that had the power to do this whole thing in the first place. He's the one that figured that out, and he walked me through it one day on the phone. That kid is unbelievable. I can't wait for his comeback, wherever the heck whatever platform he picks or whatever he decides to do. He's unbelievable. Yes, he has a Telegram. What an amazing kid who is also a Christian and gives all the glory to God. And I love it. Absolutely love that dude.
All right. I'm going to try and get some sleep.
Okay. Me too, I think. Right? I'm going to go calm down the hubby.
You say that now, and then we'll be laying in bed, and Karen's phone will be like, ding, ding, ding. What's going on? It's just Tony. She's texting me. She's still awake.
Tony's a bat. Tony's a human bat. And because my
He
kids
is.
my
He is.
kids sleep in till like 9 or 10 o'clock, so I can stay up till 3 or 4 and still get a decent amount of sleep. So yes, God gets all the glory. And at some point we're going to force Karen to talk about that a little bit.
Eventually.
Probably not when you're live on Facebook.
Probably not. We'll get there. Yeah, I get that too. I think he was hurt a little, not hurt in a bad way. I don't blame him. He had 150,000 followers and he just got like booted out of nowhere for sharing truth. Like, get a grip. But I've heard that too. Arizona. He's going to make a comeback from Arizona. Okay. I'm cutting it off.
All right. Bye, guys. Thanks for hanging with us.
Bye. Stay tuned.